The Ansett Cup, proudly brought to you by Nike. What are you getting ready for? Holden Commodore Series 2. Drive the pride, drive the passion, drive on. West End Draft. And Ansett Australia, official airline to the AFL. Seven Sport takes you to Football Park for the clash between Adelaide and St Kilda in the third round of the Ansett Australia Cup.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Football Park in Adelaide. It's week 3 of the Ansett Australia Cup, and tonight it is Adelaide and St Kilda coming to you from Footy Park. It's a warm night, a little bit blustery, but terrific conditions for football. And the big news is that a burst water main at Geelong has meant the match between Melbourne and Geelong has been postponed till tomorrow night. So that means that both these sides tonight, St Kilda and particularly Adelaide, are in with a chance of making the semi-finals. Well, time to welcome Ian Robertson to the coverage here on 7 tonight. Robbo, good evening. An interesting match. I guess the Crows will start the favourites.
Well, they've looked pretty good. They've got a good sprinkling of experience and youth, as have the Saints. And grand final opponents, of course, from a couple of years ago when Adelaide won their first flag. But I think we came here expecting an interesting clash, and with these conditions we are certain to see that, Anthony.
Well, it all gets very confusing when we start looking at just how Adelaide or St Kilda can make it. Let's have a look at the ladders, and there they are in Group 3. Now, as I said, it's quite confusing. For the Crows to make it, though, the first thing is that Melbourne need to lose to Geelong tomorrow night, and obviously Adelaide needs to beat St Kilda tonight. Then it all comes down to percentage. Now, as a guide, if the winning margin for the Crows and the Cats totals more than 42 points, so combined total, then Adelaide will make it. For St Kilda, they need to win, and the combined total for the Saints and the Cats victories must be 66 points or more. So it is harder for St Kilda now. I think I've probably confused everybody with that.
Where have you been? You must have a calculator in your pocket.
We'll keep everybody up to date throughout the night. But let's have a look at the lineups, and we'll start with the Adelaide Crows. And, well, they're gradually getting some players back. Clark, Marsh and Caven coming into the lineup tonight.
Well, as I said, they've got a good sprinkling of the experienced players, and it'll be good to see how Matthew Clark goes. And, of course, Ben Marsh, both returning from injury. And Nigel Smart, well, he just keeps on performing for the Crows, out of defence and even when he's moved up forward.
Well, we can see out there on the ground Darren Jarman, and you talked a little about him. He does look pretty trim this year, doesn't he?
Well, the superlatives run out when you start describing a class midfielder, goal kicker. Of course, Matthew Clark, we spoke about him, ex-Brisbane ruckman. He's still residing in Brisbane and trying to continue with his vet science degree. Nigel Smart, a classic rebounding defender, great runner, and as I said, can kick goals. And
the Saints tonight, they welcome back some big names. Don't be fooled by last week. They were really... had some big names out. Back tonight, Jones, Delaney, Hall, Everett and Peckett. So even though they lost to Melbourne, St Kilda will be a pretty fair lineup tonight.
It does make them competitive, and I guess if they come over here with the right attitude, they've got some hope. Big responsibility. I guess Damien Monkhorst will give Peter Everett the chance to go forward and maybe a goal-kicking option.
Well, the Saints, of course, as we can see on screen, some... big players back, and one who missed last week with this a little niggling injury was Aussie Jones.
Yeah, looks settled. He's in good form, and I think it's important that he continues with the right attitude.
Let's go down to the coach of the Saints, and he's with Neil Curley, Tim Watson we speak of course.
Tim, the Ansett Cup games this year, they seem to be a lot tougher. The players are approaching them better. What about your boys?
Yeah, look, I think the quality of the football has been very good overall. If you look at a couple of games that have been played this weekend, you'd have to say that they're as good as any game you'd see during the regular season. So I think that probably, even though the crowds haven't been supporting the Ansett Cup football to this point, I think that the clubs and the players have taken it very seriously, and it's been a terrific hit out for all players.
Second year at St Kilda. Last year you would have been happy with finishing 10th. Have you identified any areas that you think you have to improve on?
Look, Curls, when you finish 10th, you need to improve in a lot of areas, obviously, and we traded to try and get a type of player that we thought that we lacked. We went for players that, with a bit more pace. I think that we needed a couple of players that could play at ground level, particularly in our forward line.
You're not saying Marky's got pace, have you?
Yeah, no, we needed a backup ruckman too. So, and Sean Charles has been coming along nicely. I mean, he's been out of football for a couple of years, so obviously he's got a bit of work to do, but we've been really pleased with his progress.
Your approach tonight for this game?
Yeah, well, look, it's a really serious approach for us. You know, Barry Hall's back in the side tonight. Ozzie Jones is back. Tony Delaney's back. So, yeah, we've been able to add a little bit of depth. Tony was probably one of our better players in our first game against Geelong. And, you know, I think that overall it's probably, apart from missing a couple of, you know, key defenders, I think that probably it's the best side that we've gone into in any of the games so far.
Thanks for your time, Timmy. Let's hope it's a good one.
Thanks, girls.
Thanks, Tim.
Neil Curley with Tim Watson. Well, we'll take a break and come back to Footy Park. The Saints and the Crows are just about ready for battle.
Life is changing so fast, it's scary. And we're so busy worrying about the future, we forget about our dreams. But you only get one shot at life. So what are you waiting for? Turn off the television and talk to your kids. Go into business for yourself. Get on the internet. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Because life is there. All you have to do is take it, whatever your dream is. Make it happen.
Monday night, enter a world of ritual, mystical seduction.
He plans to steal her.
Bewitching and brutal. The Last Warriors, Monday night, 7:30. At 8:30, Ally McBeal.
She asked me out on a date.
Everyone's going further than ever before in the brand new series, Monday night, 8:30. Then at 9:30, Henry Winkler guest stars in The Practice.
You're in jail for a crime you didn't commit.
A performance you won't forget. Stay home with 7 Monday night.
So a beautiful night for footy at Football Park. The Adelaide Crows and St Kilda. And Neil Curley as pumped as ever. Good evening, Curls.
Hi, Anthony. Thanks very much. Well, great night here at Football Park for this game. Not that much breeze tonight. There was a lot stronger last night, but tonight just a slight breeze going to the left of the screen, which won't affect the scoring a great deal. I guess a lot of eyes will be on Monkhorst tonight for St Kilda fans. He's there to do a job to allow Everett to do a bit more down forward, perhaps. Also, Sean Charles, an immensely talented player, just has to be more consistent and give longer bursts of football. And, of course, from the Crows' point of view, Clark and Marsh, they'll be the two ruckmen they're watching very, very closely. Promises to be a very good game of footy.
Thanks, Neil. One interesting thing tonight will be to look at will be the St Kilda forward line. Of course, we've spoken about Damien Monkhorst being in the lineup, and that allows Spider Everett to go forward, and Barry Hall's down there as well. So it's fairly potent.
Already down there is Matthew Clark picking up Peter Everett.
So out of the middle, the ball going the way of the Adelaide Crows, but Justin Peckett quick to get the ball out towards the boundary line, and it's over and out. As we said, it's a fairly warm day, but still a little bit blustery, probably not as windy as it was in last night's match between Port Adelaide and Carlton, but overall pretty good conditions for footy. So a chance for both sides still to make the semi-final. Hayes getting the ball forward for St Kilda in their first move into attack. Perry was in front of Hall, as he'll have to be for most of the night. Goodwin couldn't handle it. Young, now Davis. Hall again, works his way back to Hayes, and the kick was pretty good out to Burke. He can look up, he's got Everett if he wants him. He heads a bit shorter than that. Costa pushing up his opposite number 5, Ozzie Jones. Perry has to get rid of it quickly. Edwards has a free kick, it's a whistle. And it is a St Kilda ball, I think. It is a St Kilda free kick. And I must admit,
Never saw it.
I didn't pick up exactly what that was for.
Well, we had a
might
few
have a look at it again.
interesting decisions last night, and we have the advantage of a replay, of course, but it's going to Mitchell, and he's certainly within scoring range.
Ian Wilder there quickly. Interchange for the Crows. James, Allen, Connell, Marsh, Gallagher, Caven.
Thanks, Neil. We just had a look at the replay of that, and still
Didn't help me.
It wasn't clarified at all. But an opportunity for St Kilda to get the first goal of the game with Mitchell shooting from 40 metres.
So Mitchell's kick is excellent, as you can see, straight through the middle. First blood to the Saints.
West End draft, thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Great job out there today, fellas.
Yeah, Russ. So, how's it going? It's done. It's done.
So, what's the story?
Hey, what good's a pub if you can't watch the footy?
Well, to say that we're bemused in the commentary box, and I'm sure you would be at home, but St Kilda fans, they'd be ecstatic because they've got a real bonus goal there. The Crows get it forward, right up towards their full forward area. Crowell to McLeod. McLeod, a snapshot of goal. It's way offline there by Andrew McLeod. Under a little bit of pressure, but normally he would have done better than that and perhaps hooked it to more the front of the goals to put the pressure on the St Kilda defence. Oh, this is a shocking kick. And the mark has been taken by Byrne. Go, Neil.
Yeah, just going back to that free kick that was awarded, there's always a good sign when you see the players absolutely confused to where the free kick should go, and that was the case on that occasion.
Yes, I think if you had a look at the look on the face of Gavin Mitchell, you'd probably get a good idea of what was going on, because he was just as bemused as the rest of us. But this is Byrne wearing Tony Modra's old number. Byrne goes for goal, hooks the kick ever so slightly, scores a behind. James Byrne for Adelaide. I think the big news for the Crows fans is that Matthew Clark and Ben Marsh. Matthew Clark starting the game back in defence on Peter Everett, and Ben Marsh, who is on the bench, will watch their progress from injuries with lots of interest. The kick in at the back of the pack is Goodwin, gets the ball to Costa. Costa gives away meterage to Edwards. Edwards kicks the ball forward. No mark taken, a push out. And I think the Saints were a bit lucky there too. They're looking for the advantage. Matthew Carr running away with the ball, but it's going to come all the way back to Lenny Hayes between full-back and centre-half back to take the free kick.
Hayes with the ball then, goes out wide. Hall the target, and Hall the man that takes it. They started pretty well, the Saints. Young, who is a prolific winner of the footy out of defence, often sends them forward. Clark getting with a double fist and sees it over the boundary line. I tell you what, it'll be interesting to see how Matthew Clark goes on Peter Everett. I know Everett coming back for his first game, as is Clark, but Clark has never been, in my mind,
defender,
anything other than a ruckman, and he can be a fantastic tap ruckman, but it'll be interesting to see if he plays those other roles. Monkhurst feeding it out to Zilla. Jarman onto the wing towards the boundary line, close to going over, and it is over. There's McLeod, of course, playing his second game for the year.
Big job for Delaney if he's to pick up Andrew McLeod for the whole night.
Delaney, another one that missed last week. We've talked about the conditions already. Still 24 degrees and a bit of breeze headed towards St Kilda's end left of screen. So far, the Saints 1 goal. Curls.
Anthony, just going back to that Clark situation, I think you'll find that once Wren comes into the Crows lineup, Clark will be given quite a few tall defensive roles.
Well, a lot depends, of course, on Rhett Biglands, who at the moment is doing the ruck work up against Damien Monkhorst. Monkhorst just with superior strength in that little contest. Got rid of his opposition number, taken by Hayes. Hayes kicks the ball in towards the centre. Hall misses the ball, taken away by Edwards. Edwards has had 3 kicks from defence, 1 smothered and 2 fairly effective. That ball lands the ball at half forward, taken away from Eccles. Chance here for Peckett, very reliable defender for St Kilda. Looks in very trim, taut and terrific condition. That kick has been chopped off by Edwards, coming up for possession number 4. Tyson Edwards between half-back and right centre wing. Goes in towards the centre of the ground. Eccles drops the mark over the top, was Peckett a little high. So Eccles will take the free kick for the Crows just wide of the centre circle. He will kick Adelaide into attack. Maybe not quite close enough for a shot at goal. We'll soon know because it's Crowell off the left boot, kicks the ball towards full forward. Mark is taken by Welsh, and that should be 50 metres because he was going to run away there. If Pitts hadn't have grabbed him by the leg, it perhaps won't make a lot of difference because Scotty Welsh will shoot from about 12 metres and an ever so slight angle confronting the Crows forward.
Ian, while we're there, interchange for St Kilda: Brown, Charles, Thompson, McLaren, Baker, Pitts.
Well, it's a goal to Adelaide.
Sorry, mate. So Adelaide getting the answering goal. Scotty Welsh, who's been busy in front of goal already so far in the Ansett Cup, gives the Crows the lead. And we see the centre bounce, Biglands. As we said, Clark starting in defence now. Bickley coming screaming out of the middle and feeding the ball beautifully forward. And Welsh again, and it is a big job for Murray Pitts.
I've seen the Crows play a couple of games, their first two matches. And I think on both occasions we've emphasised just how, not important, but how valuable that this young bloke is going to be. He's just 21 years of age, and he's a premiership player, of course, crossing over the summer for the Crows.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals now. That was a beautiful kick. Made lovely contact with it. And the man who we said has got the job on him tonight, Murray Pitts, a tough defender, picked up from the club's supplementary list at the 1999 National Draft. And you see the way Adelaide moved it out of the middle. It was Biglands that gave them first use of the ball there, Robert.
Well, I think, as I said before, if Rex Biglands can do the job around the centre bounce with against Damien Monkhorst, it certainly gives them that little bit more flexibility as far as Clark is concerned. And, of course, Marsh staying on the bench. When Sean Wren comes back, that will be the biggest plus if he can stand up as a result of that knee injury he suffered. So the bounce of the ball at the centre, 2-1 plays a goal. Darren Jarman confronted. Tony Delaney, number 6 for St Kilda. The Saints get it forward. Big punch away by Nigel Smart. Gathered by Davis. No, he was bumped off the ball. Lenny Hayes, dispossessed by Johnson. Now a scramble. Gathered by Smart. Grabbed by Davis. Still a scramble. You can see players. This new rule really encourages the players to try and keep their feet in an incident like that.
And that was Elliott on the bench, not Pitts.
Yeah, sorry, Neil, fair enough.
But Pitts' length should be.
Burke receiving from Peckett. Burke's kick lands awkwardly at half forward. Chance for Mitchell again. He's the goal kicker for St Kilda so far. Hand pass wider still. Gathered by Hayes. He's had about 5 kicks now already. He kicks to Everett. And that's the danger man. Monkhorst is certainly going to be an asset for St Kilda if he can control or just do his share of the ruck work around the middle of the ground and give this man the opportunity to be a focal point up forward, Peter Everett. He's certainly within scoring range from about 40 metres. Lovely kick by Everett. The Saints have got their second.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come back no more. Don't you come.
So Peter Everett kicks of Kilda second. Very close at the start of this match. Byrne basically threw that out in the end. Edwards gets Adelaide up to 50. A bouncing ball, hard for McGregor. Burke had the chance to complete his turnaround and get the ball off to Carr. Had a loose man out on the wing. That was Davis. Davis's kick, a high one. It wasn't a great one, really, but Zilla might get the advantage of a free kick. Now, the umpire paid advantage. Now, he shouldn't have. And makes the right decision now to bring it back. St Kilda didn't take the advantage of their advantage, so to speak, as he kicks the ball up, looking for Platt, looking for Everett, who was riding the wave. It came to Hayes, who's a fairly tall, mobile player, and it went out of bounds. And there's Delaney running the ball over the line.
Hayes has been very productive in the middle of the ground. He's had 6 possessions already. Adelaide with the advantage of centre clearances, 3-1 so far in this match.
Well, you'd say Hayes is the sort of player that St Kilda will need to step up this season if they are to be a threat in the finals, or to make the finals even. Bickley buffeted. They've managed to keep the ball moving, and they're out of defence. Up to half forward. Crowell.
That one would have hurt.
It would have.
He's in trouble.
Welsh feeds the handball through. Johnson has time to line it up. It was a funny-looking kick, but he whipped it through the middle. Gets the result he needed, and Adelaide increase its lead. Now 3-1-19 to 2 straight 12.
It's all about hate at first sight.
So just remember, Alan, if a wine has blended from a number of European countries on the label, it generally isn't any good.
Cold Feet, Tuesday 9:30 on 7.
Well, that was an unfortunate incident. It's Darren Jarman, who committed himself to a marking contest. Obviously wasn't aware of the person coming from the other side, which I think may have been Matthew Carr. But he's certainly given Darren Jarman something to think about. It looks as though it might be ribs. He's just buckled a little bit to the left side, and let's hope it's not too serious. We'll keep you updated with that from the boundary line and Neil Curley. 3-1 plays 2 goals. Adelaide lead by 7 points. Costa, left foot kick by that player, lands the ball wider. Crowell and Carr to play the percentages and force a boundary throw in just forward of centre wing. Good crowd here at Football Park. Darren Jarman on the boundary line, being spoken to by one of the medical staff. Just checking him out, I guess. Monkhorst gets the ball down. Delaney not able to break away. Lenny Hayes, number 7. Forcing it wide was Thompson. Bickley. Johnson missed it. Mitchell got the hand pass away, but not quite far enough. Johnson again. Now McLeod. Has he got some space? Squeezes a kick forward for the Crows. Carr leads Crowell in the race for the ball. He'd be prepared probably to take it over in the finish, Matthew Carr. And it is a free kick.
High tackle.
Well,
really.
Pretty ordinary.
He got one high, but he basically used common sense, I reckon, in that situation. He was over the line. Up onto the wing, Hall's in front. Perry the spoiler. Mitchell has been pretty good so far this year for the Saints. He seems to be pretty committed to the cause. Jones. Ball seemed to bypass him, and smart it was cleaning up and feeding the ball into the middle of the ground, where Biglands is providing a presence for them. Kicks them inside 50. Welsh over the top. He really attracts the ball, doesn't he? Knows how to get it. Eccles charging through. Crows moving forward. A throw, said the umpire. Be interesting to check the free kick tally at this stage.
The umpires tonight are Mark Nash, Stuart Wen, and one of the less experienced umpires in Morris. Free kicks are St Kilda 5, Adelaide 1.
Begley, Carr, and now Thompson combining, and on the lead there, Platt takes the mark, about 70 out from goal. Sets it up. It's going to land in Everett's arms. Clark, the spoiler, did well on that occasion. They keep it alive for Saints. Thompson hauls behind, bearing down on Perry. Perry went to ground, and Big Bad Barry living up to his reputation there as Edwards clears the ball out towards the boundary line, and that keeps it alive. And St Kilda through pitch. Now Jones, high ball. Hall, has he recovered in time? Came in from the side. Zilla, where the Rovers should be. Quick kick onto the boot. Platt versus Bickley. Cruel bounce. Out of bounds.
Okay, we got an update on Darren Jarman. Quite sore in the rib and hip area. The doctor's going to monitor him slowly. He may be fit.
Look at this. Have a look at this, Curls. He's missed him by 6 inches, Barry Hall. As soon as he saw the free kick was paid, Perry was up and at him. I'll tell you what, the umpires don't have to look at that too often. This is a chance for Hayes. Snapshot for goal by Lenny Hayes. Misses off to the right. And through for a behind.
That was a chance, wasn't it, really?
Yes, it was a good opportunity there for Lenny Hayes. 31 kicks to 22, favouring the Saints. Handballs in favour of Adelaide, 12-10. 7 marks to the Saints, 5 to Adelaide. Nigel Smart kicks the Crows all the way down to the wing in front there of Brett James and his opponent Justin Peckett, and we'll see a boundary throw in. Nigel Smart, I mentioned in the preview, just a classic rebounding defender, but on a couple of occasions, and I think it may have been particularly against the Saints in the '97 grand final, went forward and kicked at least 1 or maybe 2 goals. So he's a very adaptable player, Nigel Smart, across that half-back line. In a spot of bother there for St Kilda. And the umpire forced to bounce. May have been Andrew Thompson there that was caught with a book. Knocked down by Everett, gathered by McLeod, wider still to Eccles. Eccles goes forward into the pocket. Good mark out in front of his face. Well done, Vardy. And Peter Vardy saw him kick a goal against Port Adelaide. It was shocking conditions, pretty well the same pocket. This kick is not going to score. It'll go to the front of the goals. Pitts over the top. No free kick. Play on, says the umpire. St Kilda defence. Burn over the top of Burke. And that may have been deemed as a bit high there by young James Byrne on Nathan Burke. Nathan Burke to take the free kick in the full-back position. Quickly gets it to Delaney.
Well, despite the hoots, I thought the umpire handled that one pretty well. And the ball over the line and out of bounds. We'll have a look at that again. Hall just getting rid of it. Burke definitely got a high tackle here over the top from Byrne. He was a bit unlucky as Burke probably ducked ahead a bit. But certainly the contact was high. And some of the applause for the umpire. Quite interesting from the crowd. Out of bounds again.
Mitchell did a pretty good job there in just putting the pressure on.
I've seen Mitchell a couple of weeks and I reckon he's really having a fair
Looks a little bit more passionate maybe about it.
Which he needs to. I think it's been laid on the line for him this year. As far as his future is concerned, 70 metres around. As you can see from the Saints goal, Delaney running out of room. Aussie Jones likewise. It was just a hit and hope job. And Adelaide getting away, and Biglands looks for goods, doesn't he? Early days, I know, in his career, but he moves well. Close to the boundary line. Ben Thompson, that was, and Carr, and the ball out of bounds.
Of all the conjecture that we've had about this new rule, if it's adapted to by the players and by the umpires, surely if we keep the players on their feet and no scrimmages, it's got to be better for the game.
Well, I think at times it works, at times it doesn't, but I think you're going to take a fair bit of convincing. A lot of people are going to take a fair bit of convincing, Robbo. Peckett. Now Burke, as it opens up for the Saints. Hall's on a long lead. You'll see him come into screen now, and he takes a comfortable mark and got it off to Everett. He can overlap. He got the handball over. Hayes should goal this time. He tries to improve his chances, runs right in. Could have handballed over the top. He made the right decision and put it through for a goal. So Hayes levels the score with his first goal.
It was their chance. Now, Wednesday, it's your turn.
Just call this number now and you could win $1 million.
If our studio player wins the million, so could you. Yes! $1 million sporting chance of a lifetime.
So he's got plenty of time. Good player. Good player, Lenny Hayes. He's kicked the Saints' third goal. And it was a terrific passage of play by the Saints leading up to that goal kicked by Hayes. Scores level, 5 minutes left in the first term. Biglands gets it down, kick forward for Adelaide, and a good mark taken there by McGregor. McGregor for Adelaide. He's not quite up the scoring range, I wouldn't have thought. He goes short. Oh, well done. He's just a tiger, isn't he, in a Saints uniform. Nathan Burke gets back, doesn't worry about what's coming from behind. Marks and kicks back towards the wing. Everett dispossessed. Ball spills. gathered by Delaney. Got the ball away to Thompson. Thompson's got a little bit of time, a little bit of space. Delivers in the Everett direction, covering some territory, the big Spider.
Oh, the Saints have made the move they had to. Spider's gone into the ruck. Hall takes the mark with Bigland's dominating. I think it's 4 hit-outs to 1. And Elliott's gone onto the forward line, and here he is, and he takes the mark in front of goal. And that was definitely the move they had to make, because Monkhurst was getting a bit of a toweling from Bigland's in the ruck.
Charles.
Well, I guess it's important
Charles on for his first run.
If you are being beaten badly, that you've got to try and defend that centre bounce clearance. And as much as the young fella from Adelaide, Bigland's, was doing well, certainly the centre clearances were in Adelaide's favour. And we're watching Elliott go for goal number 4 for the Saints.
And he starts it very wide. And that's exactly where it stays. It'll be disappointing for Tim Watson to have to make that move so early, because it's been much talked about, hasn't it? The situation with Damien Monkhurst allowing Everett that versatility to go forward. There's another free kick going St Kilda's way. Young takes it quickly, can pump it. Everett's floated down. He'll be dangerous here. Should mark it unopposed, and does.
Well, the Crows fans would be bluing, because the freeze, 9 St Kilda, 1 to Adelaide. Discrepancy that I find very difficult to follow in a game of football. Can't really see how that can be so lopsided, but we're watching Peter Everett go for his 2nd goal and St Kilda's 4th.
Well, another wasted opportunity for the Saints.
Just going back onto that one with Everett, I just cannot understand how players like Biglands and Clark, who've got eyes, they've both got eyes, can allow Everett just to drift forward on his own and not be manned up.
Well, it's got to be the ruckman who's contesting the centre bounces with him if he's actually in that position, surely. St Kilda a chance here. Delaney to Thompson. Thompson goes for a goal. Flying shot hits the post. No luck for the Saints. They've missed a couple of chances. Tim Elliott's deliberate shot. Peter Everett's deliberate shot. Snapshot by Thompson. Only 3 behinds resulting from those positive moves forward. And now the umpire has penalised St Kilda. So the person to kick the ball in, Tyson Edwards, will do the kicking from, well, nearly the centre of the ground.
That's bad. No one on the mark. And Clark presented himself. Smart. The look-away handball in the end was all right, and Vardy should goal. Off the left boot, he makes no mistake. Well played, Adelaide. Bit of bad discipline from the Saints defence there. Just gave the Crows a bit of extra yardage.
Nobody knows the places, nobody knows the faces. Nobody knows Adelaide, nobody knows Adelaide. Like cement.
And goes for goal and gets it.
Well, how often does that happen when a team has the chances at one end, goes down the other? Thompson, well tackled out of the middle. And Adelaide leading by 3 points as we close in on quarter time here at Footy Park.
They're using the bench well, St Kilda. He's made a lot of changes, Timmy.
Yes, I think it's going to be a pretty interesting battle off the bench, particularly with those big men, the way he uses them. Jones, was that a shove? No. It was Johnson using heavy work, but Hayes, again, his foot skills letting him down at the crucial stage. Hart, as always, attacking the ball. That was heavy work off the ball. Umpire let it go. Set up for Hall. He was too flat-footed then as Perry came over the top, but Hall backed himself up nicely. Delaney's kick was scruffy, to say the least. Platt was a bit short. Hayes, this time a handball, and Elliott can kick the easiest of goals. So Elliott puts it through, and the Saints are back in front. It's a pretty interesting contest, though, Robbo. I reckon it's very enjoyable.
I agree wholeheartedly, Anthony, and St Kilda doing pretty well. We feel that they may have a slight advantage, although on a night like this at Football Park, both sides seem to be able to score at either end of the ground. Bigland's back on Tim Elliott, who kicked the goal. 198 centimetres, Tim Elliott, so he's another difficult person to get over the top of in the St Kilda forward line.
Yeah, so Clark going into the rack.
St Kilda 4-4 lead Adelaide 4-1. A minute and a half left in the first term. Everett doing the ruck work, knocks it out wide. Zilla leaves it there for Peckett. Kick forward for St Kilda to right half forward. Number 26, Joey McLaren. Tyson Edwards, his immediate opponent. Edwards close to the line, gets past Zilla, and then delivers in towards centre half forward. The ball taken beautifully in the finish by Delaney, who has been pretty good. Possession number 7 to Tony Delaney. Goes across the half forward line. Costa kept his eye right on the ball, but he's taken to the ground. Good tackle from behind. I thought it was a good tackle by Davis, but it has been, yes, he's got the free kick. It's not Davis. It is actually Begley who will kick St Kilda forward. High fly, no one can take it. James kicks it away for Adelaide. Close to the boundary line. Joey McLaren may get there in time. Down comes Goodwin. McLaren advantage. Tries to get it clear. Matthew Young and Kane Johnson over the top. No player going anywhere there with the football. And it will be bounced right against the boundary line on centre wing.
They're certainly playing well, St Kilda. They're very alert and very quick.
Well, inside the last 30 seconds in this quarter, and Burke trying to ensure that Adelaide don't score a goal. Maybe St Kilda can. They have to be very good here. They'll need a mark from Hall. They'll get it. He should go back. No, it's a free kick. Free kick. And that would have been a big decision, and Hall not happy with it. But certainly the Saints had a much better run with the umpires in that quarter. That was the nudge. Well, I don't know, but 10-2, the free kicks in that first quarter, so not much to complain about if you are a St Kilda fan. Not much to complain about if you're a fan of either side or just a footy fan, because a very interesting opening quarter. And some bad news there, though. Darren Jarman in the walls. The Saints up by 3 at quarter time at Footy Park. Back shortly with the second quarter.
This news update brought to you by Colonial. Your home, your loan, your way.
Hello again. A wild night at the Adelaide Raceway Drags last night with 2 people injured after high-speed crashes. A 1,000 horsepower motorcycle left the track, sending the rider to hospital with serious injuries, and a woman entrant slammed her car into the wall. And a 7 Nightly News crew has rescued a truckie stranded in the floods in the north of the state. 32-year-old Quentin Sparrow was airlifted out by the 7 helicopter. The weather fine, warm and 32 tomorrow. Good night, everyone.
Scouts Honour, Colonial's the only one that can give you a home loan at just 5.75% that stays low.
Scouts Honour.
Done.
Colonial, your home, your loan, your way.
For Valentine's Day, my man gave me a chocolate store. It's open anytime I want, so I can wander through and sample my favourites. American chocolate truffle, handmade toffee chip and buttercream caramel. Who can resist a man who gives you his heart?
This Valentine's Day, give her the chocolate store in a heart-shaped box. Whitman Sampler.
Yes, Mrs. McLaughlin at French's Forest. The people at D-Store are real, and they know their stuff. This is one of the people who reviews all the products, aren't you? And this is the warehouse where everything is packed. D-Store is a flesh and blood operation, swarming with real people, with real feelings. See, Baldy?
Want an online department store you can rely on? D-Store knows.
dstore.com.au.
Bonjour! I have been entrusted with the distribution of big fruity yogurt. Bonjour!
Merci!
Bonjour! Should he not be chasing criminal, you ask? The crime is not to have tried Yoplait, not to have enjoyed the thick, creamy taste. And it's my job to arrest the guilty. You're nicked.
Yoplait! It's French for yogurt! Shot!
Hello.
Hi, darling. How's my special dinner?
All under control. I'm just finishing chopping the veggies now. Ah! No, I'm fine. Okay, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye.
Hi, honey.
You've gone to so much trouble.
You can't go wrong with new Cantong two-step.
Get all the weekend
weekend action, fresh from the field, in sport on Monday. Your health, fitness and function. Fresh ideas in lifestyle every Tuesday. Great taste, it's what South Australia's famous for, and it's hot off the presses in food and wine on Wednesday. Plus all the latest local news and world news, fresh every day. The Advertiser, fresh daily.
So Colonial can give us a home loan at just 5.75% per annum. We've got a lot riding on this, Colin. You understand?
Colonial, your home, your loan, your way.
Quarter time at Football Park, and a very interesting opening quarter. And at the end of it, it was St Kilda in front, 4-4-28 to 4-1-25. Welsh, the only multiple goal kicker. And Neil Curley would have been counting those free kicks in the first quarter, Curls.
I don't worry about them. Don't worry about them at all. Very interesting, though, to see the two different techniques of both sides at quarter time. St Kilda had their three huddles with Andy Collins taking the backman, Kevin Morris taking the rucks in the midfield, and some other rooster, I don't know, taking the other boys. Whereas the Crows boys were all together. Timmy Watson said, keep the pace on, play on as quickly as you can, keep the forward line open, and look for Spider Everett as much as you can, because he is a dominant big man out there, and he's had a lot of free space around him. Whereas on the other side, the Crows just have to improve.
It looks like Paul Deere or Peter Banfield might have been the other rooster that Kurtz was referring to, Anthony.
I think you're right.
But importantly, 76 disposals to 48 to Adelaide. And of those 76 disposals, 16 uncontested marks to the Saints in the first term.
Yes, they came out firing, didn't they, in that first quarter? And now they're going into attack again. Johnson tried to hold that up and goes sideways before he moves forward. Bickley, a low kick, good one usually for the forwards, and out comes McGregor. Thompson was right there with him, but McGregor able to mark it out in front of his body.
Just right there, Anthony. Jarman hasn't moved from down there. I don't think he'll take any further part in the game.
Smart.
Lenny Hayes has had 12 possessions.
A pass is on. The lead came out from Welsh. Just couldn't hang on to it. He's fighting for it. Welsh did that pretty well. Kept it alive. Free kick going to Adelaide. To Scotty Welsh. Yeah, well, we'll have a look at it again.
I'd love to see if a free kick like this was paid in the last 5 minutes of a grand final, and if it is, and it does, well, I can congratulate that umpire for standing firm. But I suppose throwing him down after he'd been dispossessed of the ball, in my opinion, could quite easily have been play on.
Yeah, the question there, I guess, is did the tackler know that the ball had been dislodged? The answer, I guess, was no. But anyway, a big chance for Adelaide, and it's gone begging behind the result.
I think a few of the free kicks that we've seen in the latter part of the first term, and certainly that one, they've been just results. You know, from the kicks at goal, there haven't been any capitalised. There haven't been any goals kicked from them, and I think that's fair.
Aussie Jones to bring St Kilda back into play. A long, very long kick, looking for Carr, and he juggled it pretty well. No mark paid, though. The back of the pack to Laney, feeding Peckett. Back in the Saints line-up tonight. Up the centre half forward, Hall on a good lead. And he'll look up quickly, feeds it back a long way to Young. Young can go to Everett. He's going to go short of the lead from Platt. He was just out-bustled there by Ben Hart. He'll find Hart a very tough opponent. Charles is on the ground. Down to Everett in the goal square. Clark did pretty well to spoil on that occasion. Did very well. Got it to Bickley, who finds McLeod.
I think Bickley did very well there too to get back and help out. Both those two tall boys would have found it a bit difficult to get down and recover from the marking contest. James kicks it out wide. Carr and Crowell, still Carr, gets the handball back in the Jones direction. He's beaten physically by Costa. Just a little bit of out-bustling there. What's Costa been free kick? Maybe
picked it up off the ground.
Down on hands and knees and grabbed the ball. So the umpire right onto that. Costa down and accordingly penalised. And a 50-metre penalty will give Aussie Jones the opportunity to kick a goal for St Kilda. They lead by 2 points early in the second term.
That's where the rule is a little bit unfair, isn't it? When the player is basically on his own, he goes to ground.
Well, that's what I say, is if the players acknowledge and the umpires do the right thing as far as interpretation, I'm sure that it can work to the positive. Aussie Jones goes for goal, kicks it right to the line, helped over in the finish by Perry, and it will be a boundary throw-in in the right forward pocket for St Kilda.
Right, we're there in interchange for St Kilda. Brown, Hudson, Mitchell, Charles, Davis, Elliott.
Yes, we saw Sean Charles in the early part of this quarter get a possession, but that's Tyson Edwards taking the ball away. Oh, top mark by Crowell. Each time I've seen him in the 3 weeks of this Ansett Cup, I've been further impressed. He gets the ball down to Connell, who looks as though he may have just come off the interchange bench. Matt Connell, he's being asked to play on now. He'll kick the ball in towards centre-half forward. A contest there, and nearly the mark taken at half forward for Adelaide, but eventually Matthew Young and Simon Goodwin lying on the ground with the football in there somewhere. The umpire will ball it up about 55 metres from the Crows' goal.
Smart came over the top and fisted it. Pressure on Delaney. Oh, big pressure on Delaney. He lost it and Vardy won it. Smart trying to position himself to have a shot on goal. Vardy had to go backwards. Johnson might be just about within range, because he can kick the ball. Connell it was that fed the ball. He's very quick on the kick. Across the face. And a behind. No, not a behind. Out on the full. Hit the behind post. Welsh was the flyer.
Yeah, Connell replaced Costa.
And another interchange coming up down there, it looks like, Curls.
Yeah, Gallagher getting ready to replace somebody.
It's a little dangerous, that kick, but Pitts it was that took it, a wobbly old kick. Aussie Jones to try and just lift the Saints in this second quarter. Thompson, good strong mark in front of Edwards. Kept it in front of his body, kept Edwards out of the contest. Young kicked it out wide, and that's okay. Carr takes the mark. Saints working into the pocket, goes for Everett. Everett in front of Clark. Find it tough to beat him there. Did pretty well, interfered. Said the umpire, he did come over the shoulder.
Yeah, Clark's problem back here, playing in this unfamiliar position, he's not a close checker. He anticipates the kick far too much and allows his forward too much latitude.
Yeah. You can see him there coming over the shoulder, so this should favour Spider Everett's left foot. It is a tough angle, and he does have to kick into the breeze, so it's a pretty hard kick, this one from Everett. In the end, it goes across the face, and there really wasn't much St Kilda marking power there, but they ensured that a behind went on the board. So this tight struggle at Footy Park continues. 4-5-29 to 4-2-26. And, of course, with the Melbourne-Geelong match postponed until tomorrow night, both sides still a chance of making it through to the semi-finals. It'll come down to percentage, but Adelaide will need a decent win, you would think, unless Geelong really give Melbourne a hiding tomorrow night, there to make it through to the semi-finals.
Very impressed with St Kilda at this stage. They are moving the ball well, and they're creating openings.
Gallagher on screen there for Adelaide. We watch as the boundary umpire will throw it in between wing and left half forward, favouring the Crows. Right onto it as Peckett. Gets the handball back. It's gathered there by Carr. Carr's kick will land the ball close to centre wing. And a good effort by Hayes, at least to create a boundary throw-in right on the players' interchange area here at Football Park. We saw Darren Jarman come off the ground late in the first term. Just a tough clash from a marking contest. Delaney and Simon Goodwin. The boundary umpire will have to repeat the dose for much the same area.
Interesting to see Everett up on the wing now. I don't know whether the change has been made. Monkhurst may be pushing back up forward now, so we'll watch that one closely.
4-5 to 4-2. Everett down. Thompson to Lenny Hayes. Quickly onto him was James.
Ian, have you got any background on Everett's preparation this year? Because he's puffing and blowing a bit.
First match, Curls.
Right.
So he's just been coming along slowly. Advantage paid, taken by Delaney. Kicks it up forward. Oh, McLaren giving away the free then. And the advantage paid just. And Edwards it was that takes it and quickly kicks it out wide onto the wing. And that's okay. James. Oh, he played on. Attacking work, did well with a little quick sidestep. Johnson was the target. He'll look up and see that he's 65 from goal and pop it up. Looking for the flyer. Welsh has been good so far. He was up again, couldn't take it this time on completion. Pressure on there, Beckley gave it up and Barty just said thank you very much. But he didn't kick the goal.
Here's old Spider way back here having a nice, he's having a real blow.
He is a long way off the scene,
well,
about 140 metres.
Yeah, they might have to just run him off the bench, you would think, but he's going to be a pretty key player to them, you would think, if they're going to win this match tonight.
No doubt about that. 4-5 plays 4-3. Aussie Jones to kick the ball in. 11 minutes left in the first half. Jones goes straight down the ground, looks for Everett, punched away, and eventually gathered by Delaney. He's taken to the ground by James. The umpire decides to ball it up. About 55, maybe 60 metres from the Crows' goal. 4-5 to 4-3. St Kilda lead by 2 points. Matthew Clark now up doing some ruck work. Everett gets the hand pass out. Connell does well. James leaves it there for Eccles. He's maybe interfered with, was he? That's the way the umpire has seen it. And the Crows fans are elated because that free kick differential at Zilla just grabbing Eccles maybe when he didn't have the ball. And the kick forward has been taken down here in front of us by Kane Johnson.
Well, he snuck away then as the play was going on. Everyone else was watching further afield. Johnson just broke away from his man, and two Saints came desperately, Thompson and Aussie Jones, but they couldn't get to him to stop the mark.
Second goal, kicked by Kane Johnson. For the Crows, they lead.
Pizza Hut versus Pizza Haven. When it comes to taste, there's absolutely no contest. 50% more South Australians prefer Pizza Hut pizzas. With more quality ingredients, they're unbeatable on taste. Pizza Hut.
Rugged, powerful and athletic. That's the legendary Jeep Cherokee. With standard air, auto and dual airbags, the Cherokee is now in reach at an incredible $111 a week. See your Jeep dealer while stocks last.
So Adelaide back in front by 4. Everett and Clark doing the ruck work. Monkhurst is at full forward for St Kilda, being manned up by Biglands. That's the way they've been paired by the coaches. Everett got the tap, and now Delaney and Jones can combine. Jones may have got one high then. The umpire wouldn't have had a good view of that. Advantage should be paid. Jones takes it, goes for one of his dashes through the middle. Wobbly left foot kick meant for Hall or Everett. Hall's built it, and Bickley strong with the legs. Managed to get it out to Perry, and now on the overlap is Connell. Into the pocket. McLeod is there, just easing into it. Hesitated for a moment. Most bases covered, so he plums it long, looking for Crowell. Over the top, couldn't take the mark. That might be a goal to McGregor. Oh, he got beat the ball. Fantastic effort.
Hey Nigel, don't get into the red this Valentine's Day, get into the black. Yes, right now at Liquor Smart, we've got Johnny Walker Black Label in a smart-looking gift tin for just $39.99. $39.99, what a gift. Smart thinking, Nige. Liquor Smart, call in soon.
Save now at Officeworks on this Brother plain paper fax, $328. This Canon colour bubble jet printer, $127. This leather office chair, $125. Back to work super savings, on now.
Thrown his boot at it, got the goal. So the Crows now, after their 6th goal, kicked by McGregor, lead by 10 points. Biggest margin in the game, I would think, so far. Underneath that, Matthew Young. Out wide, it's Eccles. Left foot kick by Eccles, in towards half-forward. Welsh to McLeod. No. Still McLeod. McLeod, lovely kick by McLeod. It's another goal to Adelaide.
Well,
dual Norm Smith medalist, Andrew McLeod, goal of the night so far.
I was going to say, if we have a goal of the Ansett Cup, that will be certainly a nomination.
Well, I saw Winston Abraham do something similar on Friday night. Looked as though he'd left the ball behind, was able to look behind him, realised that the St Kilda player there was not able to tackle him properly, got the kick away, and thanks to Welsh on the goal line, McLeod kicked the goal.
Uncanny ball awareness, isn't it, really? And all of a sudden, Adelaide have broken, and I wonder whether they'll break it open. Oh, Thompson a fumble, and Eccles to take advantage. Goes for the pass, and it's a beauty. And Welsh couldn't help but mark that one.
Gee, fellas, what we've seen the last minute is the great value of clear breakaways from the centre.
No doubt.
The forwards are one-on-one. They've got the early movement, and they present themselves. And if the pass is correct, it's all over.
And it hasn't really been direct hit-outs, has it, to the Rover? It's been a couple of fumbles in the middle from St Kilda players and just good winning of the footy in the middle from the Adelaide on-ballers.
Saints yet to kick a goal in this quarter.
Yeah.
Welsh going for the 4th for the Crows.
Until Saturday, Target's taking 20% off all underwear, 20% off men's, women's bras and briefs, in fact, underwear for all the family. So, if underwear's on your agenda, we've dropped them at Target.
I'd suggest a colour stay lip colour rather than a gloss. It'll last longer and it won't kiss off. Have a great day. Thank you.
At Terry White Chemists, you'll find beauty advice for every occasion.
Four goals so far in this quarter to Adelaide, and they've broken this game apart to a certain degree. 51 plays, 29. Everett up high, Eccles again. Smart. Kicked away there for St Kilda by Lenny Hayes. Gallagher to Smart, to Goodwin. Handball over the top. Goodwin, not quite what he was looking for. Johnson well tackled by Hayes. Goodwin back after to try and make amends. Burt taken to the ground. And the umpire will throw it in as St Kilda prepare to make a change. Mitchell comes on the ground at the expense of Elliott.
So Adelaide really sending a message here to Melbourne that they are going to have to win tomorrow night the way this match is going. If Adelaide were to continue in this way, they'll put themselves in a strong position to make the semi-finals. That's if Melbourne lose, but a long way to go yet. Eccles floating the handball. Connell would take a miracle from there. He does the discipline thing to centre the ball. Almost the mark to Welsh, who has just been flying terrifically. That time he couldn't pull it in, but he fights on. He's got it again. McGregor. Desperate handball. Johnson, quick kick. Wasn't bad. Wasn't quite good enough.
Fellas, I think what we're seeing lately with these great games around the country, that Ansett Cup games now are not trials. They are dinky-die, 4-point games, Dilly.
Particularly when you get to week 3. And maybe there's a semi-final place at stake, or they just want to get the good players a good run under the belt.
And they know where they're playing. If they keep winning, they know where they're playing, and they have a very good idea who the opposition is going to be.
It's a much better format, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Carr marks the kick in from Aussie Jones, which was a good one. Covered 45 metres plus onto the chest of the St Kilda teammate. Well done by Edwards from behind.
It's a great duel between these two players.
It certainly is, and he's doing a pretty good job because he's held Andrew Thompson to just 6 possessions, and we're fairly close to half-time. He is a key playmaker for St Kilda. So is this boy for Adelaide. Andrew McLeod. Short kick is very good. Vardy marks.
Well, you wouldn't mind playing on the Adelaide forward line at the moment, would you?
It's coming down too quickly, and the players delivering the ball with not much pressure at all. So you provide the lead, you're being presented with the opportunity, as was the case there from Andrew McLeod. It's Peter Vardy with the ball. Vardy's kicked 1 goal. Very much a goal kicker. You just about rely on him in this situation. He goes for goal, and he has just missed off to the right.
Ian Edwards back in defence for the Crows the last 2 games. He spent all of his time forward last year. This is a Gary Ayres move.
Well, I think he's a reliable man-up person, I would say, and that looks as though the job he's got tonight is definitely on Andrew Thompson.
Jones uses Peckett on the way out, and it was just inside the line. Ben Thompson takes the mark. You would think St Kilda might do a bit of restructuring in the next few minutes to try and get something to stem this tide, because they are flying the Crows at the moment. Bigland's built the mark, but Goodwin there as the supporting cast. Charles did well then to effect a semi-spoil. Perry went off the ground, playing in front. Ben Thompson rewarded.
Marsh getting ready to come on for his first run since his knee reconstruction.
Well, that's a dangerous kick, and he's going to have to be pretty good here. Pitts, he wasn't. Didn't go hard enough at the ball at the right time. Now he does. Now he goes. And there was some doubt as to whether he picked that up on the ground or not. Young, a fumble. Got it now. Wheels onto the left. Everett just couldn't hang on to Clark. Now, he was on his hands and knees. It's his first game. He obviously forgot. And Everett to send St Kilda forward. Platt leading into the pocket. He'll double back. Not much marking down there. Goes short. Good kick. Good kick. Well done, Tony Delaney. And well done, Spider Everett. Because there, apart from Hall in a crowded forward line, wasn't many options. There it is. Clark on his knees.
In that situation, the play was kept moving, so that's where that rule's a little bit dicey, I feel.
Yeah, that is the weakness when they're on their own, no doubt about that. Ben Marsh coming onto the ground, as I said, for the first time in more than 12 months. Tony Delaney, big kick this for the Saints, just to keep them in touch. He's pushed it a bit to the right. It's not bad, though. Just offline. So the margin, 23 points.
Certainly could have done with the goal there, St Kilda, 4-6 to 8-5, as Ben Hart kicks in for Adelaide. The tap down to the feet there of Smart. Hall went crashing through. Delaney, Burke, Thompson to Hayes. Handball wider still to Everett. Everett goes short. Getting back is McLeod. Shows superior pace running away from Mitchell. McLeod kicks down towards the wing. Gathered by Connell. Everett there late. Connell's kick lands the ball at half forward. Gathered by Vardy away to James. James vision out wide to Gallagher. McLaren there, but Gallagher advantaged by the awkward bounce. Kicks over his left shoulder right to the goal front. And it rushes through for a behind in front of Peter Vardy. Kicked by Gallagher.
Curls the wind down there at the moment. What's the update on that this stage?
It is slightly favouring the left of screen, the Crows' end this quarter, but not a great deal in it, but I guess maybe 2 or 3 metres on a kick.
Because St Kilda do seem, particularly once they get the ball to the middle, desperate to pass it short. There's another example, and it comes unstuck. Young was tackling. James, bouncing kick. That'll just about make it. Just saved. Right on the line. James almost able to capitalise on that mistake on the kick, yeah?
Sorry, Anthony. I think as much as we're giving credit to Adelaide's midfielders and forwards, their defence has been very, very good.
The half-back line in the end has been strong.
They've only kicked 2 points in Kilda in this term, so you've got to give those 5 or 6 players back there a lot of credit.
Now Jones, can he run the ball? Can he run the ball down? He's on the wing and he's sending them forward.
And he has a look in towards half forward, and well done Barry Hall. Got rid of his immediate opponent in Perry and has taken the mark. Looks to play on. Kicks to an unguarded goal. Back goes Mitchell and marks. No, dropped it.
Oh, dear.
Had it in his arms. Let it go through for a behind to St Kilda.
Gregor up for the Crows. Allen on. And
Good play by Barry Hall. His vision was excellent. Perry missed the mark. Charles is there, but the Crows in numbers. Edwards to support, gets it to Gallagher. Gallagher goes in towards half forward. Marking contest, and the umpires found a free kick. It is going to Adelaide, and it'll be taken by Shane Allen between the centre and centre half forward positions here at Football Park, about 70 metres from the Crows' goal. Goes in short, and it is a mark taken by Crowell. Continues to present himself. Not big stats, but certainly looks a likely type for Adelaide. Andrew Crowell, wearing Guernsey number 1, will shoot from about 45 metres directly in front. Going for goal number 9 for Adelaide. If he kicks accurately, the margin close to half-time will be 30 points. Big, long roost by Crowell. Gets terrific distance, but kicks it out of bounds on the full.
So still the margin, 24 points. And St Kilda, I would suspect, in this last minute and a half, obviously, desperate not to give away a goal. They'd love to get one themselves. Everett, that was a really dangerous kick across the face, and they may pay the full cost of that. Vardy and Welsh. It was combining, and Welsh putting it through.
Where she goes, trouble follows.
I'm not getting involved.
Oh, really? What if trouble wants to move in with Sid? You're kidding.
So what's the answer? Don't help at all?
Does anyone have a heart? In Providence, Wednesday on 7. In Providence, Wednesday on 7.
He's kicked 4 goals, Scott Welsh.
He's proved a very, very valuable pickup.
I think he's probably the leading goal kicker in this competition, I would have thought, in the 3 games that the Crows have played. Certainly from a Crows point of view, maybe even as far as all the teams are concerned. Johnson working overtime, tapped it on, so he was aware of what that rule is. Smart, tackled by Charles, and being penalised now, Nigel Smart. Dragged it back in. The umpire just sweated on that and has awarded a free kick to St Kilda to be taken by Sean Charles.
I think it was under his back, though. It wasn't in his hands.
But he did drag it back in. When you look at the replay, when he laid on the ground, he went after it again. He may have dragged it back through his body, but certainly the umpire, Johnny on the spot, Sean Charles to shoot for goal.
They need this one. They need this badly.
Late in the first term, Charles shot for goal, punched back by the Crows' defence. They will clear. Bickley goes down the ground.
15 seconds remaining in this quarter. In this half, they have to move and move now. Delaney will pump it. They need Hall to take the mark. Same scenario at the end of the first quarter, and same result in effect. Adelaide defence able to clear it through the middle. They'll go out wide, but the siren beats yet another Adelaide foray into attack, and a great quarter of football by the Adelaide Crows. They kicked 5 goals, 6 in that quarter, and the Saints just 3 behinds. So at half-time, they've positioned themselves very well, not only to win this match, but to have a crack at making the semi-finals. That, of course, all depends on Monday night's match, tomorrow night's match between Melbourne and Geelong. But half-time here, the Crows 9-7, the Saints 4-7.
Thanks, Mum.
Hello again. Our forecast is for a fine, warm and sunny day tomorrow, and on our local waters, east to northeast winds of 7 to 12 knots with an afternoon sea breeze of 10 to 15 knots and seas up to 1 metre. In the city, a fine day with a top of 32 degrees after an overnight low of 16. And looking ahead over the next few days, fine and hot with a possible thunderstorm or 2 about the ranges. I hope you enjoy your evening. Good night.
So exciting, waking to a brand new day. Only Coca-Cola makes you feel this way. Time for some fun, come on, enjoy. Enjoy the magic that never ends. Enjoy the moments, Coca-Cola, enjoy.
Are you sure you know what you're doing, Frank? Everything's tied up. I'm safe. Do you want me to move the car?
Did you know that if your car's insured with Amy, you can get up to 45% discount on our home and contents insurance?
Only 1.6 leads the pack with more space, the most power and better resale than Commodore, Camry or Magna. Ford Falcon. With new models on the way, the Falcon runout is on. Huge runout deals across the range. XR, Gear, Futura, S and wagons. Falcon Classic, Standard Auto, Air and over $3,500 of free extras. Alloy wheels, spoiler, ABS and more. Get into Australia's Superior 6, the Ford Falcon runout.
The Bilo 99-cent sale is on now.
1.25 litre Schweppes soft drink.
99 cents.
250-gram Arnott's plain biscuit.
99 cents.
850-gram SPC baked beans and spaghetti.
99 cents.
Bilo.
Extra value for you.
Sweet summer fun. Sweet summer fun.
There's nothing like the taste of summer.
Yes, Mrs. McLaughlin at French's Forest. The people at D-Store are real, and they know their stuff. This is one of the people who reviews all the products, aren't you? And this is the warehouse where everything is packed. D-Store is a flesh and blood operation, swarming with real people, with real feelings. See, Baldy?
Want an online department store you can rely on? D-Store knows.
dstore.com.au.
Buy any 3 cans of green seeds and you could win the ultimate SeaWorld school camp. That's you and your whole class. And your teachers. You'll fly Ansett and spend 4 days and 3 nights at SeaWorld Narrow Resort. You'll also go to Wet n Wild Water World and Warner Brothers Movie World with free rides at all 3 theme parks. There are heaps of instant prizes to be won too. The Green Seas Ultimate SeaWorld School Camp Competition. Win it and you'll be the flippin' class hero.
Welcome back to Football Park. It is half-time. A beautiful night for footy. And the Adelaide Crows really flying in that second quarter. They have taken control of this match against St Kilda. 5 goals, 6 they kicked in the term. 9-7-61 to 4-7-31. The Saints failing to kick a goal in that quarter as we have a look at the goal kickers. And Scotty Welsh again doing the damage up forward. 4 goals. Kane Johnson a couple, and they're all singles for the Saints. The match stats are very interesting indeed as we have a look at the free kicks, particularly down the bottom. 16 to St Kilda and 5 to the Crows. Elsewhere, it's been fairly even, but obviously the Crows taking control in that quarter. Well, a very interesting match here at Footy Park, if you're an Adelaide fan particularly. And another very interesting match taking place at Waverley between Hawthorn and Essendon. They're battling it out for a place in the semi-final in the other group. Let's have a look at the highlights of the first half.
Showed a lot of courage, Colliger, because you had to back. Woods to Bowyer. Interception there by Heffernan. It was clever play. Sets it up. Here's Ramanauskas. Runs into the open goal. He's got it. 2 big ruckmen to control things for the Bombers throughout the course of the year. Salmon got pushed under the ball, taken by Long to Denham. Working well. Kicks a goal. Thompson came through. Bombers combining everywhere. Jason Johnson again. Chance now for Barlow. First goal for the Hawks. It comes back on the breeze. It's home. Marking power certainly lost on their forward line, so the focus will be on this boy. Thompson. Can he bend it back? It's starting to move back. And Barker plays on and kicks a goal. Will get support from Tony Woods. Hasn't finished lower than 6th in their best and fairest for the past 5 years. Thompson in front. 6 marks so far for the game.
So, Hawthorn and Essendon and the favourites in front, although obviously a bit of wind there, you would think, at Waverley Park, because the Hawks in that second quarter getting right back into that match. So 7-7 to 4 goals, 8 at Waverley Park. Well, it's been a big month of sport, hasn't it, on 7 already, with the Masters finishing today, and it continues as we have a look at what's ahead.
The big sports events keep coming on Australia's leading sports network. This is Channel 7, Australia's Olympic network.
Yes, the action continuing on 7 Sport, as it will very shortly tonight. And tomorrow night, it is Geelong and Melbourne doing battle after the match was postponed today. Would you believe a water main burst at Shell Stadium in Geelong? That match postponed. We'll get into more detail on how that affects tonight's match after the break, but it's Adelaide at the moment in control at Footy Park.
It's furious wall-to-wall dance. Your heart will thump and your feet will jump to the infectious rhythm of cool heat urban beat. Book now.
Today, Brand Power looks at a cheese slice that makes a real difference to your daily calcium intake.
New calcium ones from Mainland. How much calcium is there in just one slice? At least a quarter of what a growing child needs every day. And up to 75% more than the top-selling cheese slice. Rich in calcium with the delicious taste of Mainland cheese, calcium ones make it easy to build and maintain strong, healthy bones. Make the comparison yourself. Brand Power, helping you buy better.
Planning is crucial to your financial future. Investing's complex. Which investments to make, where to make them. There's legal issues, tax issues, and even if you could find your way through all this, who's got the time?
Our proven approach to managing money, when combined with the skills of a financial advisor, can produce powerful results. That's how you secure your future.
Bachelor Girl. One smash hit after another on their sensational debut album, Waiting for the Day. Bachelor Girl. The multi-award-winning band, now with 5 hit singles. Discover why Australia has fallen for Bachelor Girl, Waiting for the Day. Out now.
Bonjour! I have been entrusted with the distribution of Big Fruity Yoplait. Bonjour! Merci! Bonjour! Should he not be chasing criminal, you ask? The crime is not to have tried Yoplait, not to have enjoyed the thick, creamy taste. And it's my job to arrest the guilty. You're nicked.
Yoplait! It's French for yogurt!
Yes, Mrs. McLaughlin at French's Forest. The people at D-Store are real, and they know their stuff. This is one of the people who reviews all the products, aren't you? And this is the warehouse where everything is packed. D-Store is a flesh and blood operation, swarming with real people, with real feelings. See, Baldy?
Want an online department store you can rely on? D-Store knows.
dstore.com.au.
You're tuned to Ray on Reef Radio. Wishing farewell to my good buddy Franco, who's been lured across the ocean for a measly 100% pay raise. So, it's goodbye to sleepy old Tres Santos. You're gonna miss popping out for seafood. And I know you're gonna miss the way they serve Bacardi around here. But if you gotta go, you gotta go.
And now, from Bacardi, there's Cubano.
Welcome back to Football Park and the Adelaide Crows turning it on in the second quarter as they now lead by 30 points at half-time, 9-7-61 to 4-7-31. So a tough battle ahead for the Saints and things looking pretty good for Adelaide. There must be a chance of making the semi-finals. It all depends, of course, on tomorrow night's match between Geelong and Melbourne. More on the Crows now, though, from Neil Curley, and he's got with him Bill Sanders, the Chief Executive of the Adelaide Crows.
Thank you, Anthony, my old boss, actually. Hey, Bill, great news this week to see that the club has finally finished their commitment as far as the licence fee is concerned.
Yeah, that's $4 million, Neil, over the 9 years that we've paid off to the AFL, and I guess the structure of it has been such that we've been paying $400,000 a year, and the final payment last season got that out of the road. So particularly with the escalating costs of football going into the next few seasons, that's a relief to have that out of the road, so we can certainly concentrate on our other things now.
Yeah, around the board, it must be great around the board table to say, we haven't got that eye hanging over us.
Yeah, I think, particularly with the number of clubs that do have large debts in the competition, to be debt-free does give you some comfort. But having said that, we're very conscious of the responsibility to make sure that, you've got to spend your money wisely. And the Adelaide Footy Club has been set up for a purpose, aside from competing in the AFL, but also to underpin the football structure in this state. And hence the responsibility is there for our board and administration to do that. So it's very important, the management of the finances.
Just in the room amongst the players seem very happy, very settled under Gary Ayres. How do you see from your position?
Yeah, that's a pretty fair comment. I think at this stage of the season, you would expect that. But, you know, Gary is under no illusions coming into the Adelaide club, and he's been very well accepted, as you would expect. But I think the response from the players is the ones that we're interested in, and there's no doubt at present he's got them just going along nicely, and we're really confident about the forthcoming season.
And you'd be certainly hoping for a better year this year than last year.
I think we're going to be better for that experience. You know, we had to have that year, and all those reasons have been pretty well documented, but I think we're going to be better for that experience.
Bill, thanks for your time. Let's hope we have a good year. Back to you, Anthony.
Thanks, Neil.
Neil Curley down there with Bill Sanders. Well, during this Ansett Cup tonight, we've got a very interesting match at Footy Park. We've also got a trivia competition. Here's Craig Willis with all the details.
Ansett Australia, the official airline of the AFL, is running an exciting competition during the 2000 Ansett Cup called the Ansett Club Membership Trivia Competition. To be in the running, all you have to do is join your club or be a current member. Watch 7 Sports coverage of the Ansett Cup for the weekly membership trivia quiz questions. Then ring the membership hotline on 1300 367 001 and join your club or quote your 2000 membership number. This week's question is, Tony Modra kicked this unbelievable goal against Hawthorn in his debut for his new club. Who went on to ultimately win the 1999 Ansett Australia Cup? A. Fremantle or B. Hawthorn? So ring 1300 367 001 and you could win some great prizes, including 2 people flying Ansett to 4 interstate games with their team during the home and away season, a double ticket to the Brownlow Medal and a night at the Hilton on the Park Hotel, and 2 tickets to your club's grand final breakfast and the 2000 grand final at the MCG, plus 16 runners-up prizes of a weekend trip to an interstate game, club merchandise, jacket and bag. So get on the phone now, see your team fly during the 2000 Ansett Cup and win.
Well, that's the Ansett Footy Trivia Competition, so join in that one. After the break, we'll be back here at Footy Park. It's Adelaide versus St Kilda at the moment. The Crows doing very well. They lead by 30 points.
On 7 News, an Adelaide train driver's harrowing story.
I sat on a syringe.
Victim of a cruel prank.
Purposely placed into somebody.
He's now worried he could get AIDS.
It's always in my mind.
A special report on 7 News Monday night.
Jaguar XJ220 con assetto da gara.
We'll tell your life like a story, and it'll be a real adventure.
Hit it!
The Boy from Oz, the smash hit musical all Australia's raving about. Over 1 million people have already seen and loved this brilliant stage sensation. Every Australian must see The Boy from Oz. Don't you miss out. Final performances on sale now. Must close February 16.
Lotus Elise 190, burning up Rome.
Westpac's helping us teach our children Olympic ideals, like teamwork.
We could only achieve what we did as a team.
Goal setting.
The most important step towards any goal is believing you can reach it.
and achievement.
It doesn't matter where you finish. If you achieve your best, you've won.
Westpac's Olympic Youth Program is giving us the tools we need to teach our children ideals that will help them throughout their lives.
To present the award, Susie O'Neill.
Think Olympic ideals will help our kids achieve in life? We're with you.
I might never be an Olympic athlete, but at least I could think like one.
Subaru Impreza, Rally Edition.
American Beauty is a brilliantly funny film. It doesn't get much better than this. Sensational cinema. See it soon so you can see it again. Winner of 3 Golden Globes, including Best Director. I rule. And Best Picture of the Year. American Beauty. Now showing at cinemas everywhere.
On Today Tonight, SA's Pig Stink City.
Quite revolting. Really obnoxious.
Nauseating.
So bad, neighbours trapped inside, some even leaving town.
People get upset when their lifestyle is threatened.
6:30 Monday.
And we're not far away from a start in this third quarter. The Adelaide Crows, big second quarter. Now, this is the progress in Group 3. You'll see there that it says 2 wins, but we're presuming that if the match finished at this stage at half-time, that would be the scenario with the percentages. So Melbourne's still ahead on percentage. They play Geelong tomorrow night, but Adelaide gaining ground. And if they win by more than 42 points, they will probably go ahead of Melbourne if Melbourne lose tomorrow. So we'll keep you up to date with that in the next couple of quarters. Neil Curley is down on the boundary.
Thanks, Anthony. Look, just look forward to a very strong, aggressive opening here from St Kilda. I watched Nathan Burke, then he had the players out on the ground. He was very vocal in his attitude towards them. He's demanding more from them, and I would expect them to open up with a real hard effort here. Darren Jarman, not seriously injured, but will not take any further part in the game.
Thanks, Curls. Well, we'll watch with interest what Tim Watson does with his big men in this quarter and whether he's made too many structural changes. Monkhurst back in the middle as the bounce. This time Clark it was that went against him, and Adelaide Eccles might have caught one higher. The umpire lets it go. James off the ground. Gallagher was battling for it. Clever little kick from James, but unable to be effective. Monkhurst. Hayes, now Carr, he ran over it, he missed it. Free kick to Adelaide, and it'll go to the skipper.
Been very good Bickley around the middle of the ground, 10 possessions.
Deep into the pocket, looking for Welsh at the back, and he somehow got it. Somehow he got it. Marsh had gone through, but couldn't take it. Allen's involved as well. Close to the boundary line, Marsh. There's Welsh. Will he have a shot? No, he does the discipline thing. Crowell should be outnumbered in terms of height, particularly in that scenario. But St Kilda a little hesitant on that occasion. Ozzie Jones, I guess with the rule, unable to go to ground. Now the ball will be bounced in the pocket. So Adelaide already putting the pressure on.
In the second quarter, Adelaide had 66 disposals, 20 marks. St Kilda 45 disposals with just 9 marks. So the score on the scoreboard indicating that it was a dominance by Adelaide in the second term. Welsh's shot at goal has missed. 4-2 against Scott Welsh's name in that scoreline of 9-8 to 4-7. So 31 points the advantage. Saints need to get a bit of a wriggle on. They're going with the advantage of a slight breeze. Tony Brown now on the ground for St Kilda has marked the kick in. Goes very long, looking for Thompson. Chipping in was Marsh, not able to take the mark. Delaney to Hall. 27 is Davis. Thompson again. Barry Hall and Gallagher. Gallagher hand pass to Connell. Connell goes with the left boot. Very quickly to half forward. Gathered by Monkhorst. His kick, a bit of an up and under. And getting under it there is Young. He's able to, well, he found the space, didn't he, to take the mark. Got the hand pass away to Burke. Burke into the pocket. No mark taken down there by Platt. And that's just a very, well, a very ordinary attack on the player, I would have thought. Mitchell. Goodwin does well. Hems Mitchell in. Thompson's kick. And the umpire may have indicated there that it's gone out of bounds, has it?
No, it's an Adelaide free. No, maybe it's a St Kilda free. No one knows.
Well, there is absolute confusion here. I don't know why Mark Nash decided there to hold up play. Andrew Thompson kicked the ball forward. And it's being brought all the way back to that area of the ground where Andrew Thompson will be able to take a free kick. He could kick the distance, but he decides to kick it to the front of the goals, and Everett has taken the mark. Has a bit of a chuckle at Ben Hart's attempt to spoil, but Everett, a clean mark, 25 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, and Robbo, St Kilda must realise to win this footy match, they're going to have to kick at least 7 or 8 goals this quarter.
Let's see what the free kick was about. Mitchell gave the hand pass to Thompson. Mitchell, after delivering, was dumped. Everett's shot at goal is a goal.
Han Solo. Who's your daddy, Mama? Let's get it on.
Hello? Dal, if you weren't into it, you should have just said so.
Lamb chop.
Everett kicked the goal. He's kicked 2. St Kilda have got their 5th on the scoreboard, their first goal in over a quarter and a bit. Brown to get them clear of the centre bounce.
Davis, it was flying there against Johnson. James, a handball out to Smart. Thompson desperate but couldn't stop the rampaging Smart. Through the middle. Monkhurst trying to get back to block that all up, but he couldn't. They went crashing down. Vardy off the ground. Just couldn't get a handle onto it. Ben Thompson, boundary line his objective, and found it.
Did well there, Ben Thompson, for a big man, and coming across in front of the players coming from the goal square. Had to take a bit of a risk. Crowell looks as though he's been injured.
We have the Crows bench. Jarman, Costa, Byrne, McGregor, Biglands and Caven yet to have a run.
Clark did well to get fist the ball, but it was Alston Kilda. Brown escaping with it. He's on the ground. Lovely kick out in front of Hall, who takes the mark.
Already 3 possessions to Tony Brown early in this quarter.
Good kick out in front of Everett. Can he take it? Yes. Now Ben Hart has the job on him. And they really haven't, if they're not going with Clark, who's, of course, running in the ruck at the moment, haven't got a recognised tall man, I suppose, to go on him unless they move Perry, and Perry's got the job on Hall. So he is the man that can win the game for St Kilda.
Crowell off the ground and coming on for his first run, I would say, this year in this Ansett Cup anyway, Peter Caven.
Yeah, Caven had a lot of injury problems last year. Everett's kick, not bad again.
Commodore is #1 on the track and #1 on the road. Holden Commodore, drive on.
Peter Everett with 3 goals, 2 already in the early part of this third quarter. Damien Monkhurst on this occasion beaten for it by Clark. Jones and Burke. Burke giving away a little ground, but well done by Young. Able to kick it back towards the middle. Davis couldn't take the mark. Swooping on it now was McLaren, trying to knock it forward. Gathered by Edwards, playing some sort of a game across that half-back line, Tyson Edwards. Out wide to Gallagher. Gallagher nearly run down. Not a bad tackle either. Well done from Lenny Hayes from behind.
That's a great tackle, Ian.
He's been rewarded. He had 10 kicks in the first quarter, only 1 in the second term, Lenny Hayes. So his first kick of the third quarter, up forward, mark taken by Ben Hart.
Yes, I think Hart will be too good for Everett on the ground and low running balls, but in the air, that's the danger of Everett.
Clark's been sent back in defence too to try and help out when the ball comes down. He's in fact gone on to Everett now. On the wing they fight for it, and the new rule works there because I'm sure he would have had a ball up in previous years. Everett desperate to keep it alive. Perry under pressure with the handball. McLeod try and turn this into advantage for the Crows. Didn't have very many options. Took it towards the boundary line. Perry likewise. And the ball out of bounds. So St Kilda with the breeze in this quarter have made some early inroads, a couple of quick goals. Spider Everett is the danger man. The margin 19 points. 35 metres around from their goal, the ball thrown in. Hall doing the ruck work with Clark. Leaving Everett to try and provide an option, just lurking in the pocket. Clark flying again for second effort. Edwards was quick to get it onto boot. Out onto the wing, Young attacks the ball. Gallagher did well, attacked it really hard, and it's over and out.
Yeah, certainly put the Crows in a position where it is a 50-50 ball from this boundary throw-in, David Gallagher. Two players looming ominously, Matthew Young and Brown, but he was able to force a boundary throw in. Lenny Hayes again. He's going to get another touch. Kicks it across his left shoulder. Lands the ball awkwardly at half forward. Gathered here by Ben Hart. Handball to Johnson. Johnson in turn to Bickley. Bickley can get past and then deliver the handball to James. James with time to settle and then kick the ball towards half forward. A little push out, seen by the Adelaide fans, but Monkhorst able to gather and then kick it awkwardly. A very awkward bouncing ball. At the fall of the ball there was Davis. In the finish, it's Hayes. Hayes has kicked towards half forward. Flying attempt by Platt. Coming away is Caven. And a mark taken by Connell wide at right half back. Goes short. James, he's got a little bit of time. Delivers quite nicely to Eccles behind the wing.
So Saints having to push back here. Crows are running, streaming down the ground. Bickley sets it up to centre half forward. Good, strong mark. And that's Biglands, is it?
Vardy.
No, it's Vardy. He looked big. He presented himself well then, didn't he?
My word.
Take the big mark and kicked it long and strong. Monkhorst backing back, couldn't take it. Pressure on Caven on the ground. Got a high one. Umpire said play on. Brown took it. McLaren over the boundary line.
Well, St Kilda certainly applying the pressure, but they must get goals.
Well, I think that was obvious that was going to be asked for by Tim Watson. They trailed by 30 points at half-time. They've kicked the first couple of goals of this third quarter. Damien Monkhorst out wide to Young. Young kicks it high over his left shoulder down towards the wing. Up high there was Ben Hart. He's probably happy to see that go over for a boundary throw-in. Approximately 13,000 people here at Football Park tonight in quite good conditions. Slight breeze. It's a beautiful day here in Adelaide this afternoon. Little James got it to Smart. Smart. It's going to be Barry Hall just crashing his way through. Kicks it across the half-forward line where Platt has marked. Platt in turn goes in towards centre-half forward proper where Delaney has taken it. Delaney can go further forward. Pickett will run into an open goal and should kick it for the Saints. And I tell you what, you wouldn't believe it. A player of Justin Pickett's ability has missed from about 25 metres out a very, very slight angle.
And I think it was you that said last week, the week before, that that's an area that they haven't improved their football on.
Yeah, it is. It's an oval ball. We all appreciate that, but gee whiz, you'd reckon that Justin Pickett would have been able to capitalise on that opportunity.
I just think he hesitated a bit, wasn't really sure whether to play on or go back and have a shot. Hall beaten for it on the ground level. This is the difficult scenario where neither player can pick it up. The umpire said perhaps that Ben Marsh did. I'm not sure. He paid the free to the Saints anyway. And the Adelaide fans not liking that. Thompson giving Smart some treatment there. So Saints have certainly lifted in this quarter. But Adelaide a big scoring opportunity now. Gallagher, plenty of space in front of him. He's going to take them on. Oh, he got into all sorts of trouble. He was manhandled there by McLaren.
Should have been a free kick against McLaren.
Yeah, should have been, wasn't. Thompson on the overlap. Might go long, looking for Spider. Got Clark to beat. Caven came in to lend a hand. Barry Hall charging through, went without the footy. Whipping in and picking it up, Mitchell. Class work with the ball getting and then letting himself down with the kicking.
You know, it was a terrific chance for Barry Hall to break a pack there, wasn't it? Bend down, grab the ball, crash through. He's a big, strong boy. Not able to take the football with him. And then eventually the crumbing ability of Gavin Mitchell. He just couldn't quite control the kick off his left boot. Ben Hart kicks it in. Finds in short Edwards. Edwards goes very wide, close to the boundary line. Taken out there by Goodwin. Gets it on to James. James down the line. Good kick out in the front of. And taking the mark down there is Perry by the look of it. Perry was in a key defensive post early. Looks as though he may have been swapped to half forward just to see what his capabilities are in that position, and that's what the coaches like to do in this Ansett Cup round robin. Kick forward by Johnson to half forward. Mark nearly taken by Welsh, but it's gathered by Jones. Always looks as though he's got plenty of time. Delivers to Hall, and it's a good mark taken in front of Caven by big bad Barry Hall. Away now to Pitts. Pitts in towards half forward, and that's a good forward thrust by the Saints. They're pretty well down the middle of the ground, and Plapp has taken the mark about 40 metres out on a slight angle.
Well, Plapp obviously recruited to give them some marking strength, and probably in this quarter he's actually given them some good leads, and he needs, you would think, early in the season to kick some goals if he's going to get a regular senior spot for the Saints.
Well, if they're to have any chance in this match, Plapp has to kick this goal, and they've got to get up pretty close to even, if not in front by three-quarter time. They trail by 17 points. Plapp maybe to bring the margin back to within 2 goals. Time remaining, 7 minutes as Justin Plapp goes for goal. Gets underneath it a little bit. Goal umpire hasn't had to move very far. It's a goal to the Saints.
Sorry, mate. So Justin Plapp giving St Kilda a real fighting chance in this match. They will come home into the breeze, but Adelaide now with the pressure on to just steady here and see if they can get a goal. Trying to get through Vardy, restricted that time. Young flipping it out. Hayes, crucial fumble. Allows Goodwin to come in. Smart. Again, Goodwin attacking. There's a free kick. And I think it might go Adelaide's way.
It's that defence of St Kilda. This quarter in particular is doing a very, very good job.
So Smart, 2 kicks out from goal. So I need to land this. He just came off the edge of the boot a bit. Oh, Ozzy Jones missed it, but he's got support from his teammate in Pitts, who takes them on. He's gone and was lucky to get away with that. Jones just delayed the handball pretty well. Ben Thompson, Saints attacking again. Platt will be tough mark for him that time. Couldn't take it. The spoil from Hart. Thompson goes. Andrew Thompson pushing, kicking quickly. Edwards, watch out. You are just about gone. Mitchell, good quick thinking. Another goal to the Saints. Another goal to the Saints. And it was Mitchell that just kicked it quickly through. And they're within close.
He had the world at his feet. Then his brother changed it all.
Are you sleeping with him?
Yes, but it just happened.
You're going to be a mum.
Pregnant? Will a surgeon choose his brother's life or his own pride?
Are you coming?
All Saints, Tuesday on 7.
Gavin Mitchell kicking the goal out of a congested area right in front of goals for St Kilda and brings the Saints to within 5 points. So it still is there to be won by either side. Damien Monkhorst, Thompson, now Ozzy Jones. He's done pretty well. Ozzy Jones in this quarter. About 4 possessions already. Pickett quickly onto Caven, and Caven at the bottom of that pack. Not able to break away, of course, so advantaged probably by the umpire blowing his whistle and deciding to ball it up about 40 metres from the St Kilda goal. Barry Hall knocks it down. Connell. Mitchell again. It's right in front of the St Kilda goal. There a chance. Mitchell will get his 3rd.
They're in front.
Well, I did think that they had to at least get up to close to being level, maybe in front by three-quarter time. But this 3 quick goals from St Kilda, Platt, Mitchell, has meant the Saints have hit the front. We've still got 5.5 minutes left. Mitchell was terrific there. He did spend some time on the bench. Maybe that was a bit of a disciplinary move by the coach, but he's back on and he's lively. Only 4 kicks, but more importantly, 3 goals.
Ian, I just want you to watch Monkhorst's tactics here. I think they're just bordering on slightly being illegal.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's testing that line rule, isn't he? Coming in from the side. And his body work, but that time was a stray bounce. Eccles kicking it up forward.
Good mark. Not paid.
No. McGregor had the chance and lost it. Carr goes to ground. Umpire not in a good position to see that one. He was on the other side. Delaney taking them all on. Saints inspired at the moment. And there's a man out wide. And he's loose, and it's Tony Brown. He lets the traffic blow by, and he found McLaren. They have got a loose man running at the moment. Crows manning up pretty well, though, forcing the long kick. Who's going to go? Hall watched Everett. He outbodied Clark, and there again is Clark's inexperience as a tall defender.
It goes all the way down to Everett, who did the very good thing for St Kilda by taking the mark. But wasn't Tony Delaney explosive across half-back?
Just broke it open, didn't he?
It was a crumb, like a rugby scrum, but he was able to keep his feet and run away, and that created the opportunity out wide for McLaren, who eventually got the ball down to Everett.
Fellas, the body language at the commencement of this quarter, with Nathan Burke particularly vocal, told this story.
Yeah, well, that was a good observation of yours, Neil.
And Everett is usually a very good kick at goal, and that is no exception. Spider Everett has now kicked 4 goals, and the Saints well and truly in front.
A savage legend.
The devil has come.
Is alive and hungry.
You'll have nothing to fear. Let us prepare for battle.
Michael Douglas, Val Kilmer, The Ghost and the Darkness, Thursday.
Go the big Spider, say the St Kilda fans. A luxury to have him down on the full forward line. He's kicked 4 goals, 3 in this term. Monkhorst doing the ruck work. The pressure is right on him. Away goes Joey McLaren. Left foot kick in the direction of Barry Hall. The ball hits the deck. Gone is Caven. Tony Brown, who's been terrific. Little kick by Brown, a little too short. Black, Thompson to go for another one for St Kilda. And that is a disappointing result. No, it's got it. He sneaked it through for a goal. Thompson's first goal. St Kilda by 13. 11-9 to 9-8, and at half-time it was 9-7, so the Crows have added a point. The St Kildas have added 7 goals.
A stunning onslaught by the Saints. Let's watch Monkhorst. Let's see if he comes inside that line. Well, it was a poor bounce. He's getting them going from the middle, though. We'll watch that one as play goes on. Free kick to St Kilda.
They're getting very close to those 8 goals we thought they had to kick.
This boy's done pretty well in this quarter, too.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wasn't on at the start. Long kick. This time it's Hall's turn. Well, the Crows are just about standing and watching almost. That's the way it looks.
Very important, I think Neil mentioned in the second term, the centre breaks that Adelaide enjoyed in the second quarter was to their advantage. It's all St Kilda so far in this third quarter. And it shows on the scoreboard, if you're going to kick a succession of goals quickly, you must get the breaks from the centre, and that's where it's all happening. Aussie Jones, Joey McLaren, and Tony Brown in particular. Tony Brown in this quarter has had 6 possessions.
So Hall's kick is long, and another one to the Saints. The rampaging Saints at Football Park. This is an amazing quarter of football. Barry Hall getting in on the party. And there it is, Monkhorst getting them going out of the middle.
8 goals, 2 to 1 point.
And then the free kick. And there's still less than 3 minutes, or just under 3 minutes to go. And McLaren it was, down to Hall. And what a game of footy we've got in our hands, remembering that the Crows will come home with the breeze. 12-9, 81 to 9-8, 62.
Barry Hall just turned 23, so a lot of football left in him, and he looks as though he's getting better as he plays more and more of this AFL football. Chance for Byrne. Byrne gets a 4 for Adelaide. They're going to take a mark. Out the back, Welsh.
Actually, Barry Hall was just showing the type of football he can play if he concentrates fully on the footy match.
I agree with you. I can remember saying a couple of years ago about this big, bad, bustling Barry Hall, and Lee Matthews was the person who pointed out that it's all very well to throw your weight around, but you've got to get the ball and do something with it, and he's done just that. But we're at the other end of the ground here watching Scott Welsh, And Scott Welsh goes for his 5th, and he's kicked 5. 5 goals to Welsh. The lead goal kicker, Everett, has got 4.
I think she asked me out on a date. Monday night. Think you can be adventurous? Sure. Everyone's going a little further than ever before. Wouldn't kiss it, miss it. All new alley, Monday.
So Scott Welsh just stemming the onslaught for the moment. 2.5 minutes remaining. Monkhurst been fairly influential in this quarter. Saints still trying. They wouldn't want Adelaide to get another goal before 3/4 time. Crows coming home with the bruise. Will it sit for Thompson? Yeah, sort of. Mitchell back into trouble, then out of it. Sets it up. Joey McLaren is a penetrating kick to the top of the square. He's in front, Platt. Didn't hold the mark. Handball, Peckett went backwards, trying to find space. Lenny Hayes, the man with a rock star name. Handball out to Peckett. He sets it up across the face. Brown had to be courageous there. They had the numbers, but they couldn't get the result they needed, the Saints.
Another player who's lifted after a terrific first quarter. Lenny Hayes had 10 kicks in the first term, just 1 hand pass in the second quarter. He's had 8 possessions in the third quarter.
And been very good for them. Bigland's back on the ground. He's got the job on Everett at the moment. The ball deep in the forward pocket. Under pressure. Johnson went to ground. Just got rid of it in time. Bigland's a stray kick. Thompson was quick with the hands. Burke off balance. Had to handball back to Thompson, who can steady. And passes. Not a great pass, but it is effective. And Peckett can line them up with 1 minute and 24 seconds on the clock. What a quarter by the Saints.
A terrific third quarter. And it certainly brought this game to life. Justin Peckett has had 2 shots at goal already in this quarter. Just prior to him taking a mark, he had a flying shot at goal from the left-hand side of this ground. Now he's got a shot from the other side, the right-hand side, going down to that end. But earlier in the term, he kicked it behind, which was a very erratic shot at goal. But this one, very deliberate shot, which can give a 13-point advantage to St Kilda. They can break it out to 19 just before 3/4 time.
So the clock counts down. Peckett's kick not good.
I think you can safely say that's why he's a backman.
Yes, well, the Saints could have done with that one, that's for sure.
7 centre clearances to St Kilda, to 3 to Adelaide in this quarter. Caven accepts the kick in, goes down the line, bounce all important. Gathered there by Carr, quite prepared to carry the ball over. So this could be the last passage of play in the third term. Matthew Clark. We referred to Matthew Clark and Ben Marsh in our preview. Both players coming back from injury. Monkhorst, still Damien Monkhorst. Brown tries a little hand pass. It's fairly effective, actually. Carr's little left foot kick. No mark taken by Hall. He was behind Caven on that occasion. Peter Caven's second effort pretty good. So was Aussie Jones. Out wide, Mitchell, seconds ticking away, still a chance for St Kilda. If Burke can pass this to someone,
need a mark.
Very wide, into the front of the goals. Spider! Got it! He's taken a one-hander, and the siren will sound. But Everett will have a shot at goal after the siren.
Can you believe that? Have a look at this. He just held them all at bay with one hand, didn't he?
Where was the right arm? Early doors. Don't quite know whether it was over Bigland's shoulder, but why would you ever think that that could be taken off Big Spider? He's kicked 4 goals, 3 of which have come in this third term. He can certainly give St Kilda a great advantage at 3/4 time. If he kicks accurately, it looks as though he may have missed. It's a goal! Well, he looked a rather despondent figure after he'd kicked the ball, Peter Everett, but the goal umpire has signalled that it is accurate as we watched them struggle here on the boundary line, never giving up. Nathan Burke kicking discipline to the front of the goals, and Big Spider, one arm up, and he dragged it in. A mark paid, and from that mark, he kicked his 5th goal. So at 3/4 time, St Kilda 13-10-88, lead Adelaide 10-8-68, a margin of 20 points.
Hello.
Hello, Nick McArdle with a 7 Sports update. New Zealander Michael Campbell has claimed the gold jacket, winning the Ericsson Masters at Huntingdale. It's his 4th win this season on the Australasian Tour. Kostya has retained his WBC super lightweight crown against Ahmed Santos with a technical knockout in the 8th round. And Ricky Ponting has been ruled out of Australia's one-day tour of New Zealand, failing a fitness test today on his injured ankle.
Catherine? Cut. Now, let's be reasonable about this, Kathy. Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Whoa, want to hear something remarkable?
Jeremiah was the bullfrog!
Triple M.
One!
Oh, God. 4.79
No rap.
Maybe do bad, bad thing.
This is Gary Sweet.
1, 2, 3.
The best songs of all time.
I'd snuggle up to anything that tickled and talked.
You have a remarkable mouth.
The new Triple M is a remarkable radio station.
Looks like it's gold to Australia. Sensational. It's gold again to Australia. And again. Oh, what a tally. For $1.50 each, they've collected 28 gold. One for every Olympic sport. Go Australia.
Go well. Go shell.
Yeah, I got some juicy stories about starbursts. Man, oh man, make your toes curl. This one time, the privacy screen was down, and in the rear view mirror, I saw. Yeah, I wasn't spying or nothing like that. I don't want to even know what's going on back there. But this one time, I snuck me a peek, and I swear to God, they had rattlesnakes, and they was eating them. Let's go, move it, Daddy. Rattlesnakes. Whew.
Westpac's helping us teach our children Olympic ideals, like teamwork.
We could only achieve what we did as a team.
Goal setting.
The most important step towards any goal is believing you can reach it.
And achievement.
It doesn't matter where you finish. If you achieve your best, you've won.
Westpac's Olympic Youth Program is giving us the tools we need to teach our children ideals that will help them throughout their lives.
To present the award, Susie O'Neill.
Think Olympic ideals will help our kids achieve in life? We're with you.
I might never be an Olympic athlete, but at least I could think like one.
Welcome back to Footy Park, and well, if the man in the moon was watching that quarter, I'm sure he would have been as surprised as anyone. The Saints kicked 9 goals 3 to 117, and have a look at that now. St Kilda 13-10-88, and the Adelaide Crows, who'll come home with a breeze, 10 goals 8. Let's go down to Neil Curley.
Thanks, Anthony. Well, a great quarter by St Kilda. I don't think Timmy Watson could have visualised that at the start of that quarter, but we did say their body language was strong. There were 2 trainers working on Spider Everett then. I guess there's room for both of them because, on his legs, mainly, because he is starting to cramp up a bit, and there's no question they do need him on the ground this quarter to be a dominant force again. Gary has rightly pointed out to his players that it started in the middle. The players around the square were getting in too slowly and allowing St Kilda boys to get the clearance, but it's set up for a great finish this game now, and that has been the scoring end, left side of the screen, and I think St Kilda have still got the job in front of them to prevent the Crows from running away this quarter.
Neil Curley on the boundary, Robbo.
Most definitely, because St Kilda kicking to the end to which they're going in this term. In the second term, only managed 3 behinds. But in that third quarter, Andrew Thompson lifted his game, had 10 possessions.
Well, we saw last night Port Adelaide coming home with a breeze and winning over Carlton. Will it be the same story tonight? Perhaps a tougher ask for Adelaide tonight. Tony Brown gets St Kilda going. A high one. Barry Hall. Platt was down, but the Adelaide defence, Costa, standing up pretty well. Brown again. Had to be quick with the hands. Aussie Jones under pressure. Didn't pick it up. And Costa, smart. Can maybe give Adelaide a chance. Although St Kilda have the numbers where that kick's headed. And the mark taken across half back by Carr.
Played all right too.
Yeah, just good solid game off half back. Good battle with Vardy onto the wing. Smart, rangy, had his eyes on that one. Couldn't take it. McLeod just draws the ball in. It's a high one. Plenty of crows there. They almost made a meal of it. Goodwin advancing down the ground, trying to kick in the direction of Perry. Roving Vardy. He accelerated well. The kick just offline. Gee, he liked it too off the boot.
Hey, fellas, just one there. Did you boys, can you remember calling McLeod that last quarter much?
Not very much at all. Early, yes, but not... mind you, we didn't call many Adelaide players from about 1/3 away through the term, Curls, because the Saints kicked 9-3 to just 1-1, and that goal that they did get, Adelaide, was maybe a clearance that finished with Scott Welsh, and it looked a little too easy in the finish.
His total stats, McLeod, tonight: 8 kicks, 3 handballs and 2 marks.
The kick in, taken by Burke.
Great roving.
Burke kicks it back towards the middle. Well done, Mitchell. Mitchell to kick it forward. Kick smothered off the boot by James. Able to hack it towards Peckett. Hack it towards Peckett. Well, there you go. Here's a chance now for Platt. Bickley after the ball. He's well tackled from behind Thompson. Taven gets it away. It may bounce out. It may stay in. It does. Advantage there for Joey McLaren. Kicks into the pocket and does. I think it's over, Andrew. I'm sorry.
It's bad luck.
Just centimetres in that. McLaren's kicked to Thompson. A free kick to Bickley out on the full.
Do you think the pass maybe should have gone to Burke on that occasion to give them a few more options moving in?
Certainly would have made it difficult for Thompson. Shot at goal deep in that pocket. Bonkhorst at the back. Smart. McLaren knocking it away is Marsh. He can't break away with the ball. Players trying to keep their footing. Burke going to ground, got the handball away. Costa back on the ground, trying to lift the Crows. He's well tackled. Johnson tackled a little high by Mitchell. Play went on, and Johnson's kick will land at half forward.
Gee, plenty of feeling in this now. Perry cleared the path. Byrne went without it. Carr's kick is high and made it very tough for his teammate, but Lenny Hayes made it look easy. So Hayes across half back. Saints will be happy if the clock just ticks away. We've got 15 minutes left in this match. They need to be positive, though. They need to try and get a goal or 2 on the board. Burke has been inspirational, as always. His handball slapped back by Bickley. Now on the bounce. Costa trying to charge through. Mitchell's been pretty good. McLeod just gliding through the wing. Low kick into the forward line. On the bounce, McGregor just got the handball away. Vardy, can he find room for himself? Rangy handball. Will it sit for Byrne? Not quite yet. He's got support. Oh, he went to ground. He picked it up. He picked it up, Marsh. And you'll notice it is the players that are playing their first match that are making the mistakes. They're the ones that are not used to it. Saints have got a loose man. Burke's handball, okay in the end. Aussie Jones, just a little look behind him. Everett's the man. Everett is the man. He just couldn't hang on to it. He appeals for the free, but doesn't get it. Hart, under pressure, did well with the handball. They might mess it up, though, the Crows. Go again, Marsh. Quick kick. Was okay, and they're out of trouble. Costa
takes the hand pass, and then the short kick finds Gallagher. Gallagher on centre wing, can go into the middle. Johnson has made good position. Looks for, but didn't give the hand pass. Goes with the right, in towards half forward, falling over. A little push out against Welsh, and it will go to Pitts. Pitts for St Kilda, between left back pocket and left half back. Kicks the ball out wide. McLaren has gathered. McLaren goes in towards half forward. Barry Hall couldn't take the mark. Marsh and Delaney. Still Delaney trying to force it clear. Marsh did well. The ball comes back to Peckett. He's well tackled. Eccles the tackler. Ball spills to Carr. Carr off the left. Goes into the pocket again. Oh, out came Platt. Bickley stood his ground. So did Ben Hart. Handball a little high. James feigns one way and then goes the other. Kicks towards half forward. And no mark to Monkhorst. Well done, Delaney. Certainly backed himself in his efforts to break the tackle, then kicked it forward. It's taken by big, bad, bustling Barry Hall. He goes in towards half forward. Out comes the Spider-Man. He tries to tap it on. Burke is there to help him out. The crumbing by Nathan Burke. Kick forward for St Kilda by Begley. It's a mark. A magnificent mark to Mitchell. Going back with the flight of the ball, it looked like James was going to be the interceptor for Adelaide, but it's Mitchell who was marked, and certainly the opportunity for St Kilda to draw first blood in this last term.
Yes, I think, Ian, we've seen the right side of play by St Kilda here. They're still attacking. They're not trying to protect that lead. They're trying to increase it.
Well, off the ground is Nigel Smart. Replacing him is Matt Connell.
Strange move, that one.
Mitchell, not big stats, but from the point of view of goals, he has contributed. He's kicked 3, going for 4 from just 6 kicks. Kicks for goal, and he's put it through. It's a goal.
Folks are making a lot of noise about my latest chicken sensation.
KFC's XTC Feast. 10 pieces of extra tasty, extra crispy chicken with all the extras for just $17.95.
They'll be coming back for extra too.
The Bilo 99-cent sale is on now.
1.5 kilo pre-packed carrots.
99 cents each.
Budget rump steak.
$4.99 a kilo.
Bilo, extra value for you.
And me.
So importantly, not only has St Kilda kicked the first goal of the last quarter, they have eroded time from the clock. Only 12 minutes remaining now. Marsh, who really hasn't had a great game in the ruck. It's his first game back in 12 months. What do you expect, I suppose? But Monkhurst has been good when he's been contesting against him. Edwards gets it. There's Marsh. That's a good effort. Moving forward. That's what he's got to do, I guess, is really run Monkhurst around and try and provide an option when they go into attack. So Ben Marsh, just his 3rd kick after his first mark, low kick, and Welsh the spoiler, but he was late on the scene.
Well, this defence of St Kilda has stood up very well in the second half.
Begley done a good job for them. Saints leading here, and leading well at the moment by 25. Young goes straight for the boundary, and in a way probably deserved that result out on the full. Certainly what he was trying to achieve in terms of where the ball went. He just didn't mean to kick it that hard. Mark Spiel down there by Welsh that time. Trying to get them going, Eccles, to get the handball out. Quick by Goodwin was a high one into the square. Gave him the chance. Welsh, Pitt's there with him. Welsh has been too good for him all night. Kicked it off the ground for a goal!
Yeah, mate, that's a 69 Valiant Pacer. You've just hit a government car. What the hell are you doing?
Whoa, baby. Hey, give people some warning before you stick that face out in public.
Nick Giannopoulos, the Wog Boy.
Got something to sell? Why hang around all day waiting for the phone to ring when Cash Converters will pay you instant cash for any items of value you no longer want or need? Another reason why Cash Converters is a better way to sell and a great place to shop.
And I think you saw Dacos kick a few of those in your time.
Just a couple, and he kicked so many of them that you couldn't possibly say that any of them were flukes, and that was a good effort by Scott Welsh. So Adelaide hit back. 19 points the margin. Centre breaks all important. We've already mentioned that since half-time when the game was broken open, particularly by Adelaide in the 3rd term, or St Kilda in the 3rd term, and in the last term they have been all important as well. Being dumped there by Barry Hall was Ben Hart. James gets a tap on. Ben Hart on Tony Brown.
Gee, their tackling's been good, hasn't it, St Kilda?
Burke and Costa. Kane Johnson, well done. Screams clear. Delivers the ball down towards half forward. Chance for a Perry to get back and gather. Marsh is there in support. Marsh towards full forward. Push out. Free kick to McGregor, is it? McGregor at centre-half forward, about 40 metres out. And maybe, if he can kick accurately, this game's still to be won by either side. Saints have the advantage. They're 19 points in front. McGregor's kick can bring it back to 13.
Well, he was hanging on to the jumper then, wasn't he, as we saw on the replay. as well as the shove.
McGregor. A long run up. Well outside 50. Gets just inside as he kicks. Goes for goal and kicks it. The Crows have got another one on the scoreboard.
Now, with Combantrin 1, you can get rid of threadworms the simple way. With one tablet, once only. Combantrin 1, one tablet, once only.
Until Saturday, Target's taking 20% off all underwear. 20% off men's, women's bras and briefs. In fact, underwear for all the family. So, if underwear's on your agenda, we've dropped them at Target.
So the equation now, 10 minutes for the Crows. Just under, and 13 points. St Kilda need to keep attacking. Monkhurst got a bit of competition there, out of the middle. Costa got them going. Perry, the 222s, he went against Begley. Gallagher thrown to the ground. Begley in and out, under and out it again. Carr, oh, he picked it up. The Adelaide player picked it up. The umpire didn't see it. And it was a point. He definitely picked it up off the ground there. Perry, I think it was, on the ground. The umpire was blindsided.
Anthony, I think that was the first Crows clearance for quite some time out of the centre.
Let's have a look at here. He's on his hands and knees. He picked it up and handballed it out. But perhaps the umpire, in the position he was, maybe made the right decision. He used a little bit of common sense, kept it going. Maybe.
Matthew Young to kick the ball in. Goes pretty well straight down the ground. Contest provided hit by Eccles. Gets it out wide. Costa's lifted. Handball in towards the centre. Marsh, maybe a little bit of time, a little slow. Thompson was bearing down on him. Through comes Carr. Carr goes out wide. Oh, well done. That was an important possession to Andrew Thompson, because if Adelaide could have gathered, they'd have gone all the way back down the ground. Thompson under pressure. Kicks in the direction of Platt. Punched away by Ben Hart for a boundary throw-in right half forward for St Kilda.
You're right there, Ian, because Bickley did apply a lot of pressure to the boy.
It was a terrific contest by two very determined players. Thompson has lifted. He's had 18 possessions. Bickley, on the other hand, 15. Trying to get the ball clear as Peckett. Mitchell gathers. Handball over the top, not bad. Monkhorst from deep at right half forward. Kicks the ball to within scoring range. Big high flyer from behind was Caven. Well done there by Mitchell. Gives a chance now for Barry Hall to kick to the front of the goals. Under pressure. But there was Biglands, is it? Rick Biglands back there trying to contain Big Spider Everett. They've got their worries, Gary Ayres, because Peter Everett kicked 4 goals in the third term when St Kilda threw everything at the Crows.
Gee, it is a frenetic finish again coming up here at Footy Park. 12-10 to 14-11. St Kilda in front, unable to capitalise then. Delaney getting it forward, another big chance. Hayes receiving from McLaren, was quick on the overlap. Big Spider, he was stretching out from 40 and it was too much for him. He, as Curl said, is lacking in match condition, and he was really at full stretch then. He'd run down and he missed. So 95 to 82 now.
Just made it. Those couple of behinds have made it. The odd points have made it a little bit more difficult for Adelaide. Bickley to Biglands. Bickley in trouble. Barry Hall back to help out. Does pretty well for a big fellow too. Gets it to Lenny Hayes. Across half-back. St Kilda to a 1-on-2. In front was Tony Brown, but Bickley was able to get it to Gallagher. Gallagher can get past and does well. Onto his right. Kicks towards half-forward, but it's chopped off. No, it's not. Still there. Well done, Scotty Welsh on Matthew Young. Through goes Pitts. Back there is Baker. He can't break away. Well done, Welsh. He's gone all the way down the ground. Got the handball to Bickley. Bickley towards full forward. No mark taken. The spillage is gathered by Costa. Costa slams it on his left. Goes for goal. It slips off the side. In the pocket, Goodwin. But calmly done by Carr. And he kicks it out wide for St Kilda. Out here, there's another good contest. Johnson, tackled by Thompson.
Well done.
Kicked away by Lenny Hayes over on the full. And the free kick will be taken down here in front of us by Costa.
This is a great little battle we've got coming up. The next 10 minutes or so, there's 6 minutes and 54 on the clock.
Hayes off the ground, 25 possessions on the bench at the moment.
You just get the feeling that Adelaide are now on top in general play. They're getting numbers to the ball. But can the Saints have enough self-belief, I suppose, to get down there and have a chance to score and at least hold out the Crows? Those questions, I guess, will be answered shortly. Monkhurst getting the tap down. Well, they bury them there. Zilla on top.
That St Kilda defence, though, is still on top. They're not allowing the Crows forwards any latitude at all.
Only 3 goals since half-time to the Crows.
It's really only been Welsh, hasn't it, who's really done a bit of a lone hand. Bickley, that was quick, and Costa can score from there. Can score a goal if it's accurate. On the line, touched, kept in, and the Saints surviving there. They're behind 6 minutes 16 on the clock, and it's 12-11-83 Adelaide, 14-12-96 St Kilda. And we've got a beauty here, 13 points the margin. The Crows, though, with the breeze.
Peck it off. Davis on.
6 minutes left as Matthew Young does the kicking in. No mark taken. Probably should have been by Carr. Gathered by Burke. His kick smothered off the boot. Bounces awkwardly back near the middle of the ground. Well done, James, to Johnson. Johnson across and finds Connell. Connell right in the middle of Football Park. Kicks long. Lands the ball within scoring range. Terrific mark taken by McGregor from behind Thompson. Frustration from Thompson, but it was a clean mark to the big half forward from Adelaide. He's kicked 2 goals. Ken McGregor. Good, strong grab.
That was great vision and quick reflex by James back here in the middle.
Just 4 kicks. But could nearly equal Mitchell's performance here. From a minimal number of kicks, he's kicked his 3rd goal. Still the game to be won. A terrific contest. St Kilda by 7.
Have you got a garden that just won't grow? We'll have it sprouting in no time.
You'll find those problem spots aren't problem spots at all.
Plus an Aussie favourite. Just wait till you try the perfect steak. All new Better Homes, Tuesday, 7:30.
This is St Kilda's strength here with Monkhurst, particularly if he's got an opportunity to put his body in.
Out of the middle, which way to go? Mars has lifted in the last 10 minutes. No doubt about that. The 222s. Oh, Perry wins it hands down and sets up Vardy for a certain goal. So only 1 point the difference, and Football Park has come alive again.
It's all about love at first sight.
Yes, my name's Rachel Bradley. I don't know if you remember me.
Rachel!
Just was wondering if you wanted to go out for a drink.
Cold Feet, Tuesday 9:30 on 7.
Elliott on for Plapp, going to the forward pocket.
Curls has the breeze at the moment.
Not really all that advantageous, I don't think, from here, Anthony, but it's certainly momentum that is with Adelaide. You mentioned just a moment ago that they have it with them, and it is centre clearance again through Zilla. A high ball. Brown not able to gather. Goes very wide. Connell tackled by Zilla. Can't get rid of it. Should have nearly been penalised. Well done, Mitchell. Johnson tackled by Brown. Shrugs the tackle. Keeps going, Kane Johnson. Goes out wide. James tries to get it moving. Handball forward to Connell. Run down by Mitchell. Got his kick away to the pocket. It's an Adelaide mark. No, Vardy. Overzealous in his attempts there. Grabbed by Young. Now Eccles. Tackled by Carr, but able to get the hand pass away to Connell. Connell the half forward. It is nearly an Adelaide mark to Perry. In goes Gallagher. He's well tackled by Begley. Ball there with Nathan Burke. McLeod's got him. And Pyle drives him into the ground. And the umpire decides on a ball up only 30 metres from the Adelaide goal. St Kilda 96, Adelaide 95. Still plenty of time for either side to win this game. 4 minutes left. Why wasn't he penalised for that? Right in front of the Adelaide goal. Nathan Burke gathers. Good shepherd provided back there by Begley. Burke's kick goes out wide to a one-on-one. Costa's been good in this last quarter. He outruns Baker and kicks the ball in towards half forward. Marking contest. That was fantastic. Fantastic football by young Pitts because he had eyes only for the ball.
Burke takes the mark. What can the Saints do? They need to find Thompson here. Beaten by Johnson. It's over and out. 3 minutes 32. Adelaide with the momentum. Yes, Curls.
Just going to say, Andy, watch Nathan Burke in this situation.
Yeah.
He's a real pro.
Well, St Kilda, you would think, need to score if they're going to win this match. Hard to see them holding on with 3.5 to go. Free kick to St Kilda. And they've had the advantage of the free kicks through the night. Begley off the left, up to centre half forward. Hall's behind. Did he interfere? No, he didn't, said the umpire.
He did, but the umpire was from behind.
Yeah.
Absolutely behind Barry Hall. The one in front probably should have awarded the decision against him.
Well, if he kicks this goal into the breeze, he'll come close to winning the match for them. But I would think of what we've seen in the last couple of days, he is too far out to score. But Barry Hall is a big kick.
Jones back on for Baker.
13,000 people watching on at Footy Park. Hall kicks, gets plenty on it. It's going to land in the square. Everett buffered it out. Oh, flying through, trying to get the ball to boot was Tony Brown, but he was quickly held up. Important seconds counting down, though. Saints need to hold it in. 2 minutes and 37 seconds on the clock. Everyone has to be desperate. Everyone has to be committed in this time. Everett tried to set up a scoring chance. Thompson, he won't get the chance. Connell kicks it out towards the boundary line. McLeod to Laney, little shove. Was okay, said the umpire. Has to be clear with his possession. He wasn't. And free kick. Free kick off the ball.
Gee, he was lucky there.
Very lucky.
He had plenty of time to get that kick away. He took just a second too long. He was run down unfairly, according to the umpire. Delaney kicks into the pocket. The mark is taken by Ziller. Ziller, a quiet night. Goes for goal. Kicks to the front of the square. No mark. Elliott. Back there is Ben Hart. And he clears for the Crows. Goes out very wide. No mark again. At the fall of the ball was Edwards. Getting back was Biglands. Gallagher dispossessed. They are desperate players there around the ball right now.
What a great game of footy, fellas.
Down under 2 minutes. You can't beat football when the scores are close. Doesn't matter how many goals have been kicked. This has been a tremendous struggle by both sides. Damien Monkhorst kicks to the front of the goals. The high flyers required. Up high was Mitchell. Taken away by Gallagher. His kick smothered off the boot. And the Saints' desperation may see them through. 1.5 minutes left. They lead this game by the barest possible margin. 1 point, 14-12 to 14-11.
Oh, desperation from both teams here. It's been fantastic. We are getting close to being into the final minute. 1 minute and 9 seconds remaining. The Crows will have to be pretty clean with their possession from here. Can the Saints hold on? Hall gets it to the boundary line. Eats away another 8 or 9 seconds. We have got 58 seconds on the clock. And St Kilda just holding the Adelaide Crows off here. They are deep in attack. Monkhorst goes against Marsh. Monkhorst just shoves him out of the road. Kicks it quickly. Who's going to stand up? Burke! Who else? You called it, Curls, earlier. Nathan Burke takes the mark. And if he kicks truly, it will all be over. And I would suggest the security guards get ready to get out to get next to the umpires. That's what I would suggest at this stage. 30 seconds remaining. The clock just stopping now. 32 seconds. The freeze tonight, 22 St Kilda, 11 Adelaide, but Nathan Burke from 30 metres. Kicked beautifully, and the Saints are home. The Saints are home at Football Park. Trailing by 30 at half-time. They have put in a magnificent performance to hang on and win. And Nathan Burke.
Well, I think Neil Curley's prediction was absolutely spot on, because in a circumstance, you do look for the more experienced campaigners. Nathan Burke's played a lot of footy, and even tonight again, good stats, 26 possessions, an important last goal in this match maybe, kicked by Nathan Burke. You can see there only seconds left. Damien Monkhorst, was he fortunate to get away with that ruck contest to get the ball to Burke. Burke again, centre clearance, kicks the ball to half forward, the mark taken by Caven. The siren will sound, there it is. And in a memorable game, albeit a large discrepancy in the free kick tally, 24 to St Kilda, 11 to Adelaide. But Adelaide did do the right thing. They made a terrific game of this, 9-7 to 4-7, 5 goals in front at half-time. St Kilda's 9-goal third quarter gave them a very big chance. And in the finish, Adelaide kicking 4 goals to 2 in the last quarter. Just couldn't quite bridge the gap. St Kilda have won by 7 points. The Saints 15-12, 102. Adelaide 14-11, 95.
Let's go down to Curls.
Thanks, Anthony. Well, mate, that was a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it certainly was. After our second quarter, we really had to do something special, and playing very ordinary to come out in the third quarter like we did just shows, the boys have got some character and they can play well when we need to.
I noticed before the third quarter started that you had the boys out here and gave them a really strong talking to.
Yeah, well, just one of the main points was that it's still a half a footy to go. We played bad for the second quarter, but we won the first. We can win the third and the fourth. We can win the game.
Well done. All the best.
Thanks, girls.
So Nathan Burke was the hero in the end, and although St Kilda's chances of making the semi-finals very low despite their victory, they are 2 wins, but Melbourne would have to get flogged by about 10 goals tomorrow night for them to make it. A memorable win nonetheless, St Kilda winning over Adelaide at Footy Park.
Stay with us on 7. After the break, we take you to Waverley, where Hawthorn take on Essendon. Your commentators are Drew Morford, Kevin Bartlett, Gerard Healy and the Dipper.
Who'll do no deposit and no interest for 12 months, eh?
Who can you trust for a new set of tyres or wheels with absolutely no deposit and positively no interest for 12 months? It's gotta be Bob. Bob who? The Barossa Valley has SA's most exciting new holiday resort, high on a ridge near Tanunda. The Barossa Valley Resort has all the facilities you'd expect, and some that will surprise you. Dine in Harry's restaurant, relax by the pool, play golf, or visit one of over 40 local wineries. Available from Sunday to Wednesday nights only, rates for a studio apartment start at only $99 per night for 2 people. It's great value at a great resort, so call this number now.
Hey Nigel, if you're smart, you'll be carting these off. Cartons of 24 West End Draft stubbies and cans only $24.99 right now at Liquor Smart. $24.99. Guess what he'd like for Valentine's Day? Smart thinking. Liquor Smart. Call in soon.
The Nissan Challenge is on again. We challenge you to find a 4-wheel drive with more features than a Patrol for just $46,990. We challenge you to find one with a 2.8-litre 6-cylinder turbo diesel, 7 seats, aircon, airbag and CD, plus for a limited time a bull bar, tow bar and rear wheel cover at no extra cost. And we challenge you to get it for just $46,990. The Nissan Challenge. Take it up at your Nissan dealer.
Valentine's Day boxer shorts, just $5. Cunningham's are really, really cheap.
I hear you clucking, big chicken.
Valentine's Day cards, just 49 cents. Spare no expense for the one you love. AM/FM clock radio, just $14.99. And, God, that's heavy. 100% rubber, 4 car mats, and I did this so badly, I'm not going to do it again. 4 rubber car mats, $6.99. Big clocks, just $9.99. Tiffany bread maker, $99.99. New store Mount Barker.